Good morning, everybody. Ed Evans and Miss Butterflies and Sunshines with me. I know it looks a little strange. I'm not sitting on a boat, but I went to check the water temperature today, and it was 48 during the hottest part of the day. So we're done fishing for the season. Um, what we're going to do, though, we're going to close down for, let's just say it's like a spring break for us. Because I'm not fishing, I'll be able to tear my boat apart and do some much needed maintenance on that. I need to put a new floor in. I want to run new wiring. I got new electronics I'm going to put on the boat. I got some more lights I'm putting into the show. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that's going to be new and coming up, and you'll be impressed when you see the light show next season. But in the meantime, I'm hoping for ice so I can go ice fishing. I haven't been able to go for the last 2 years because we didn't have safe ice. I went 3 years ago. I think maybe if I was lucky, I got a week out of it. Um, but this year, it's supposed to be a doozy going by Farmer's Almanac. We're supposed to get a lot of heavy snow, a lot of cold weather. So
Oh, sorry.
let's pray for some ice. But I could bring you out on those adventures, but that's like during the day, and um, most people would probably be at work when I'm out on the ice. So I don't think I'll be interfering with anybody because it's usually like the shows during the week are like at nighttime. And
Oh, jeez.
I bowl on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I don't do anything on those days. But for the rest of the week, yeah, that's all open for me. So as long as there's ice on the water, it's got to be at least 4 inches thick. If it's 4 inches thick, that's safe ice. So I'll be on the ice a lot. My shack's ready. I have all my fishing stuff as far as ice fishing stuff goes. It's all in one bin. So I just have to pull one bin down off the shelf and grab my heater and tanks, and I'm off. But we just want to say, thank you to everybody that stops in and seen our show. We greatly appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing it. Um, I wasn't impressed with the flathead season this year compared to last year. I was lucky to get a third, 1/3 of the fish that I caught last year as far as flatheads go. And to me, that's unacceptable. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's the bow hunters that are shooting the fish and letting them lay. And of course, it's a river, so the fish will go down river and fall over the dam if they're dead. But we did see a lot of fish this year. I seen a couple of carp that had arrow holes in them, and they're just letting them lay. They're not taking them. And I talked to the game warden about it, and he says if he catches them, it's $500 per fish. I says, yeah, but you'll never catch him because you're never out here at nighttime. You should be out here on the boat. Like the other gentleman, he came out every Friday and Saturday on the boat checking people for licenses, registrations, anything that he thought needed to be checked. He was going to check. That's how he was. But now that he retired, we don't have that guy anymore. And he really helped the community as far as the fishermen go about these guys with the bow and arrows. He would check their buckets to make sure that if they're shooting fish, that they're putting them in a pail and taking them home because that's what they're supposed to do. But as of right now, these guys aren't doing it. They're just shooting stuff to shoot it, and they're shooting anything. It doesn't have to be catfish and carp. If they saw a big bass, they're shooting at it. Muskies, pike, they're shooting at it. They don't care. They're just shooting anything just to shoot. Um, so with that being said, if there's anybody out there in chat that would like to come up and talk a little bit, the link is in the chat.
Wait, I thought James was coming in. We don't have anybody in the back, do we?
No, nobody's
Okay.
back there yet.
I don't see it. Well, I don't see it, but I just was checking.
Right. Yeah, I did see Jody ask for the link for James because I guess James is out on the water. But More power to you, buddy. I'm glad you got better weather than we have. Temperature here right now is what, 37?
Right now?
Yeah.
No, it was 34 a little while ago.
Okay.
Right now,
34
it
degrees
is
right now.
33.
33 degrees right now. I'm sorry.
Going down to 27.
Going down to 27. So what that does to our river, because it's so shallow, we can't maintain heat like the deeper rivers can because it's so shallow. So we have to go by what the day temperature is. And right now our day temperature high was 47. So when I checked the water temperature early today, it was 48 degrees at high, during the sun. So, at nighttime, it's just getting lower and lower. Well, that's well below the 50 mark that I use for my fishing. I go 50 to 50 because those fish, they hibernate. I'm sorry, they're like a bear. They're going to find structure, they're going to hold down, and they're not moving until springtime. With that being said, I had bait in my tank for today, and I have to actually take those bait back to where I got them from because I'm not going to use them now, and I'm going to empty my tank out, clean it up, and I won't really clean it. I'll just empty it. I clean it like in the springtime. That's when I get ready to start it back up again. So, yeah, that's my plan for the bait tank. But all the fish that are in there, they're going back. They're the lucky ones. They didn't get a hook in them yet. So, but yeah, we had a good run this year. I caught a couple of nice fish. I caught 43 pounder was my biggest this year, and that was on Dustin's show. That was the show where Dustin and Stan were sleeping in the boat, getting ready for another tournament in the morning. Dustin was sleeping inside of a drift sock, and Stan had a couple of bait rags over his legs because it was pretty chilly. I actually woke the two guys up telling them that I had a nice fish. So, but that was my biggest fish this year, was 43 pounds. Doesn't beat my personal best, but.
Can we recognize chat real quick?
Sure.
All right. Just an appreciation for all you guys that have been following us and sticking with us all this time, all summer. We really appreciate you. And tonight we have Sampy, who was first
in the room, as always.
As usual. Thank you, Sampy. It wouldn't be the same if you weren't first. Grey Wolf, Chris Everett, Chucky, Buck Williams, Hilly Billy.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you for joining us. Like I said, this is our last episode for the season. We go on vacation. Well, Butterflies and Sunshine, she hibernates because she don't like the cold at all. And if see one snowflake, she's done. She's like a bear.
I'm good for the year. One snowflake is all I need. And I actually saw freezing rain on Sunday, so I'm good already.
Yeah, and this morning when I went out to check the bait, there was a real thin sheet of ice on top of the bait tank, so you can tell that's pretty cold, you know what I mean? So I had to double check. I went down to the river today, and I casted my bob out, which is, it's electronic fish finder, that's what it is, but it tells you the current temperature, the temperature and the speed. It has speed on it, but if you cast something upstream, it's going down. So we had 2.7 miles per hour when I casted the bottle route. That's how fast the river was flowing. So yeah, with that being said, our water here is basically shallow all the way across. I'm lucky right now if I could find a 20-foot hole anywhere on the stretch of river that I'm fishing. And that's from Crombie all the way down to Black Rock Dam. That's the section that I fish. I can't go down past it because I'll go over a dam. I can't go up through it because I don't have a jet motor, and you need a jet in order to get up there I have a prop, I'll tear the lower unit off my boat. So I only have a certain stretch that I can fish, and it's just not there. So
Yeah.
with the water being so shallow, it holds the cold. The heat, from the sun, because the temperature is not getting over 50, so it's not going to bring the water up anymore. So we just have to settle for that's it for the end of the year. So now I'll just gear up. I'll get all my stuff ready for ice fishing while I'm tearing the boat apart, and I'll be doing a lot of people wanted me to do like editorials of what I'm doing to the boat, and I figured, that's too much for me personally to set up a camera and tear it down every time I do a little something on a boat. You got to figure it's in a garage. The garage, I have to run heaters in order to keep heat in there. And if I go out, I might do it for maybe, sometimes I don't even put the heaters on. I'll just go out and do something for maybe a half hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And then I'll go back in the house and everything's right there. So I don't have to put anything away. I can just go out and start again right where I left off. And for me, it's going to be easier if I just do it the way that I plan on doing it and just doing it at my leisure, not having to worry about filming it the whole time. Um, Once it's done and I do a walk around, like I'm going to do a walk around before I start it, show everybody the boat inside and out the way it is right now. Then I'll show it with everything redone so they could get the gist of what was done. You know what I mean? Um, as far as telling everybody what cost is, I really don't look at that. I just, if you know me, I just buy. I don't worry about cost. So what I need, I just get. That's all. Um, the only thing I'm having a trouble trying to swallow right now is I'd like to get a new trolling motor for the boat. I'd like to get a Minn Kota. I think you call them. It's the one with the spot lock and the GPS and everything built into it. And I'd like to get a 24 volt, but $5,000 is a little pricey, especially on a boat that on my river I couldn't use that spot lock because it's too shallow. I'd probably end up busting the prop off of it, bending the shaft or something. Now, when they go down on a James or the Potomac River, that would be like worth its weight in gold as far as I'm concerned, because that's a different kind of fishing. You're drifting, you're bumping, you could put it on spot lock, you could run ledges. I could set it at 15 feet deep and just keep running that all the way around the river or lakes. But as far as my river goes, if anybody ever fished shallow water, they know what I'm talking about. But that's the main reason why I don't fish during the day. When you have a lot of boat traffic in shallow water, those fish, they disperse. You won't even see them on your depth finder. That's how quick they move out from under your boat, because it's so shallow. They have nowhere to go but move away from the sound that's coming at them. But with the jet skis, the wakeboarders, the guys pulling tubes around, skiers, that just blows the river up. And that's usually on a Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Occasionally you'll get one on a Monday that takes like an extra day off of work, takes a vacation day. But usually during the weekend, all the weekend warriors are out there, and I don't want to be on the water at that time. All my fishing's done at night. I target flatheads and flatheads only. Now, last week, all we got was channel cats. And the reason why we got those is we had a different type of bait. I had Don Johnson fishing with me, and he brought trout to the party. And that's what all the fish were hitting. They were hitting the trout, but none of the fish that I want even hit the trout. The only thing that we're hitting were the channel cats, and Well, we got 3 of them last week. We got 2 on my show and then 1 after my show. So yeah, it was. I don't like fishing for channel cats at all. That's just me. But he said they were good size. We got 2 in the 7s and 1 in the 8, and I I just don't like fishing for them. I have caught them, and I've caught them on live bluegills, but I don't target them. I target flatheads. But yeah, I'm hoping next season will be a banner season like last year was, not this year, because this year was really bad as far as I'm concerned. I spent a lot of hours on the water. I'm out there 16 hours a day. When I start my show, I'm out there 16 hours from the time I get on the water to the time I get off the water. That's basically a 16-hour day. That's a long time to be sitting there with no fish in a boat. So
Tell me about it.
and we've done that a few times, but I've done it a lot more than she has because,
Well, I don't go every week, so.
and everybody that knows me knows that Ed doesn't fish little bait. These fish that I have out in the tank, they're huge. they're bigger than my hand. I have a big hand, and they're bigger than my hand. I can't even get my hand around these fish. That's how big they are. But
We have a newcomer to our stream,
really,
Sir Stinky.
Sir Stinky,
hmm
where's he from?
Where are you from, Stinky? And Curtis Cunningham is also in the room
How's it going, Curtis?
since we updated our chat. And Chris Everett said about winterizing the boat or the motor.
I don't winterize mine at all. I haven't done it since I got it, and I've had it over 3 years now. I don't winterize it at all. I just when I run it, I just shut the gas off and let the gas run out of the motor, and then that's it. And every spring, I take it back to the dealer where I bought the motor from, and they summarize it for me so that they recondition everything, put a new propeller in there, do the lower unit, put new plugs in it. They do everything. They clean the bowls, the carburetors, all that stuff. So yeah, I don't winterize at all. A lot of people fog their boats. I've never done it, so I don't do it, and it hasn't hurt my motor at all.
They just did a tutorial.
And it doesn't sit out in the elements either. It's in a garage all winter long. So a lot of times there's heat in the garage. So if there's any water or condensation in there, it's going to evaporate with the heat. So yeah, I don't have to worry about water freezing in the motor like people would that are leaving their boats outside. Now I have a trophy center console that's sitting outside the barn. That was winterized before I let it park, and it's been parked for what, 5 years. I haven't used it. It's sitting up on jack stands because I got new tires on it, and I have they're called turbo hubs, like the tractor trailers drive down the highway. Their bearings running oil. That's what the hubs are on the boat trailer. You don't even have to worry about greasing the hubs or anything. So yeah, it was good when it was when I used it. It was good for what I was using it for. But now that I'm fishing this shallow river, fiberglass and rocks do not get along.
Stampy wants to know how big the flatheads get up here.
My largest flathead is 46 pounds, but the largest in my boat is 52 pounds. The largest that I got this year was 43 pounds, and that was on Dustin's show.
And Jody says,
But I think the state record's 78 pounds for Pennsylvania. I believe that's what it is, 78 pounds.
well, Jody said, my boat just has stop and go.
Stop and go?
Yeah, winterizing. Winterize. My boat just has stop and go.
Just remember to put gas in it, Jody.
Or it won't go.
Or it won't go.
It'll stop, but it won't go. So James is not coming up now.
Okay.
So
That's understandable.
Well,
He's sitting
yeah.
out in the cold. He wants to
Right.
get home and get some hot chocolate in him or
he
something.
was out for a while.
Yeah, I
know.
was watching him. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's about that time of the year, you know. The blues, you'll still get the blues, but you won't get the flatheads. But you'll still get the blues because they love the cold water. And that's something that Jeff and myself are going to do this year again. We're going to take a ride. I think we're going to hit the Potomac a couple of times. We're going to go down there and mess around in Brian B's water and Chunky's water and Ernie the Hog Snatcher's water and Tony Harrison's water and Has Life's water. We're going down there. We're going to play around on their water for a little bit, a couple times, probably this year. We're talking about hitting the James again, but I think if I do that, I'm going down and I'm jumping on Dan's boat again from Goober Time Guide Service. We had a fabulous time with Dan. The guy really knows his stuff. Let's put it that way. He's going to put you on fish. And if other people aren't catching fish, that's his job. He's going to get you on fish because no fish, no money. He don't get paid. You know what I mean? So he's got to know what's going on at all times down there. So like I said, he's got a real nice boat. It's comfortable. He's got the electronics. Man, I'll tell you, this electronics he's got on his boat's unbelievable. You can tell who makes the money and who's retired.
Buck said that the record in Pennsylvania is 66.6.
66.6. No, I think it's bigger than that. I think it's bigger than that because it was caught on the Susquehanna River. Yeah, I think it's bigger. I'll double check on that, but I think it's bigger than 66 pounds.
Okay, and Pontoon Jody says has turtle.
Has turtle.
Oh, and Hillbilly is going with Goober on Sunday.
Awesome. Hillbilly, you'll have a fabulous time. He put me on a trophy fish, so I got the Goober Time chip that you'll get. You also get to put your name in his book if you get a fish that's over 30 pounds. That's his trophy book. So it's nice that he gives that out. Yeah, we had a blast with him. I'm telling you, he'll put you on fish. You'll definitely catch fish. You'll definitely catch fish. Yeah, Dan's.
And he feeds you.
Yeah, he does feed you. We had better cheddars on his boat. So yeah, he fed us, put us on fish. We had a great time. I mean, the camaraderie we had on the boat was good because everybody interacted. We all got along, which is a great thing because sometimes you get somebody on a boat. And here's the story for you. This happened to me personally. The gentleman that caught the 52-pounder on my boat, everybody knows who's ever fished with me. Ed sets up, and that's where we're at for the duration of the fishing trip. We're in one spot. Well, this gentleman, after 8 hours of not catching any fish, is throwing cuss words my way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. All the good stuff. And I says, look, if you want to go back to the dock, I'll take you back to the dock, you know, because I don't charge anybody to go out with me. And I shouldn't have to listen to some arrogant guy telling me what to do on my boat. I'm not charging you to come fishing with me. It's just something I do for people, you know, try to get people involved in fishing. Well, this guy's a bass fisherman. So the first couple of runs that we had after 8 hours, he's swinging for the fences. I'm there. What are you doing? I said, I told you, do not try and set these hooks because they're circle hooks and you're going to pull it right out of their mouth. Well, 3 fish he lost because of that, but it's still my fault because I'm the captain. So a little bit later on, now we're going like into the 12th hour. this is my prime time. This is like between 3 in the morning. Well, actually 4 in the morning till like 8 o'clock in the morning. It was in that time frame. Well, he hooks up. And when he did, the fish started running. He jumps up out of his chair and I grab him and I pull him down. He says, "What are you doing? There's a fish on." I says, "Just let him run. You know, give him some time to swallow these baits. The baits are huge." So I says, "And when you get up to get the fish, do not touch the rod. When I tell you, just start reeling real fast." And he did that, and he finally caught this fish. And when we got it in the boat, I was mad because it beat my personal best. But I also told this gentleman at the end of the trip that he was right, because he called his friend on the phone and he was talking to him and he said, "Yeah, I'll never come out fishing with this guy again." Well, today he still calls me and I'm holding him to that. He's never fishing with me again. So, you know, he did catch the biggest fish on my boat, but that's the last fish he'll ever catch on my boat because he'll never be with me again. I'm not going to put up with somebody like that. But yeah. And anybody that comes fishing with me knows that I don't charge anybody for anything. I have everything on the boat. We're going fishing. All you need to bring is a rain jacket in case there's rain. And the only way we won't fish in the rain, but I did with my daughter, is during a lightning storm. But my daughter and I were in a tournament and we fished the lightning storm and she got a second place fish because of that. So that was the only time I ever fished in a lightning storm that bad, where the sky was actually lighting up and making it look like daytime from night. But yeah, you would only have to bring a rain gear in case it rains, your food and drink. And I ask that nobody brings drugs or alcohol on my boat because I'm not into that. So the only drugs I do is fishing, and that's plenty good enough for me.
That's your high.
That's my high, exactly. So
Holy Billy says, "Shake my head, people."
well,
Yeah,
you know what? If everybody was the same, the world would be boring because everybody'd be on the same page. There'd be nobody throwing anything different out there to say, "Hey, wait a minute, you know, that's a good idea." Now, I got my light show idea from Chunky, and he started out with a little boat and what did he call it? A tub at the time. And he had these little black lights in there, these little square ones, and they illuminated his rods nice because he taped his rods and put all this glowing stuff on there before Hellcat even came out with the glowing rods, and Mad Cats and all them with the Goober rods and stuff like that. Chunky did this way before them guys even started, using other people's rods, of course, but he was lightening them up his way with the tape, the glow tape, and the flashy tapes and stuff like that. And that's actually where I got my idea on the black lights. But who really turned me on to the black lights was Kevin from Palmetto Cats. Kevin had bought these round black lights, and they're USB chargeable. So you don't have to buy batteries for them. You don't have to run them off a battery. I thought that was a great idea. I kept pestering Kevin. I said, "How long did they last? How long do they last?" And he says, "Well, if you have them on full, they'll last about 4 hours. If you have them on, you know, you have different settings on there. You don't have to have all the lights lit at one time, that they'll last longer." Well, you know me, I want all the lights to be on at the same time, so I get like about 4 hours out of them. So when I do my show, what I do, I have 4 of them on my boat right now. I run 2 on my show, along with the strip light that I had down the back. I have 5 black lights underneath my bar where my rod rack sits. So I put the other 2 on. And then after my show's off and I go over to Hog Legs, then I turn all 4 of them on. So whatever's left in the 2 that aren't used, plus the 2 new ones, you know, more power, I get a full 8 hours of glowing rods right now.
Chris Everett says, "You're the king of bling."
But, well, no, I'm not the king of bling, and I'm not going to even take that Chunky, he is actually the king of bling. He started this whole scenario. So anybody that thinks they're going to take that and call it theirs, that's not me.
What,
Because
Chunky has that many black lights?
Chunky had, um, even when he fished the bank, not only did Chunky have lights on the bank, but he had that glowing light. Remember what it said, Chunky Catfishing, and had the little Fester doll sitting on top. I thought that was sharp. That was one of a kind, one of a kind. And he started that whole scenario with the bling bling, as you call it. So I'm not going to take any credit for it. And I will give credit where credit is due. I said it, Chunky started it. That's where I got the idea. But it was Palmetto Cats, Kevin, who actually bought the round lights that I kind of like. I have 4 right now, but I'm getting 2 more, so I'll have 6 on the back of the boat. So when you see that next time, it'll really be popping.
Jody tried her new black lights the other day, and she really wasn't happy with the way they. Oh, he meant Chunky was the king of bling, not you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, Chris. I read
No,
that
Chris,
wrong.
you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Chunky is the king of bling. Yes, he
Right.
is. And that's where I got the idea from. But for me, being a night fisherman, talk about something neat. Sit back in your lounge chair and just watch those glowing rods. That's all I got going. Just the glowing rods. And you can actually watch the takedown. It's really sharp. You got to be right there to really witness it. Butterfly's seen it a couple times.
I mean,
and it is really sharp.
It really does look great on the screen, but you can't even describe how much better it looks when you're there alive. And Jody wants to know if you serve Little Debbie's on your boat. I'll tell you what, Jody.
I do have Little Debbie's, but I don't have the zebra cakes like you have, and I don't have the little Christmas trees like you have. But I like the oatmeal cookies, Little Debbie's, with the white cream filled. Oh, man, are they delicious.
Jody,
I don't know if you ever had them, but you ought to try them. They're good.
If you came up, I'm sure he could find Little Debbie's for you.
Oh, Giant's full of Little Debbie stuff.
And I saw the
there's
Little
just certain
Debbie
snacks.
Christmas trees today. The big ones that you were talking about, the super-sized ones, they had them in Redner's.
Yeah, they got them over here at Giant, too. Yeah, they got all the Christmas stuff out now. Christmas stuff came out right around the Halloween stuff that was going out, like the Halloween candy. Well, you have the Christmas candy and Christmas snacks and cakes and stuff out there too. But yeah, I always go out on my boat when I'm by myself. I'll take a hoagie. Love my hoagies. And I take a box full of snacks, different kinds. I got Slim Jims, peanuts, cashews,
Little goldfish.
All kinds, crackers, you name it. I got it in this box, and it's just snacks. That's what it's called, snacks. You just snack on something, but you have to watch when you have fish guts all over your hands. You got to kind of clean them up pretty good. Otherwise, I won't put my hand into the goldfish because they're loose. But all the other snacks, they all have a little wrapper on them, so you can eat them individually without getting slime and stuff all over the
Is
snack.
that why you don't eat the goldfish?
Yeah.
Because I put my hands in there?
Yeah. Well, you don't touch
stop.
fish stuff anyway, so.
I touch the fish. If I catch one. When I catch
Yeah,
one.
but I'm talking about cutting them and having the guts all over your hands. Yeah.
Well, you'd be afraid I'd cut my finger off.
Nah. This is awesome.
What was that? If you supply what?
I have Little Debbie's factory right down this road. No, Hillbilly Hondo.
No, I got to go back to see.
Wouldn't that be called a snackle box?
If you supply
Yes, it is.
coffee, Sampy's on his way. Ed doesn't drink coffee.
You know what? I love the smell of coffee. I can't stand the taste of it. And then everybody says, "Oh, well, you got to try this mocha stuff and all that." No, I'll stick with my hot chocolate. I like that. At least I know what I'm getting.
I made hot chocolate the last time we were out. I made the whole thermos. He drank this much out of the little cup, and that was it. I brought the rest home. I drank some, and that was it. You didn't take any more.
Okay, but I have some. That's all I needed to warm my insides up was 1 cup. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would have
that was
made a
fine.
half a thermos then. Next time, half a thermos.
Well, like you said, you brought it home so you can have it when you get here.
No, I went down the drain.
You can still heat that up, you know.
Sampy said it doesn't matter if you don't have coffee. He's on his way. Well, you're gonna have to wait till spring now, Sampy.
Yeah, the spring bite this year was actually the better bite. Last year, the fall bite was the better bite. And I don't know what happened from last year to this year, but something definitely happened this year because I got 1/3 of the flatheads that I got last year. Last year was a banner year for me. I really did well. Took a lot of new people out, and I want to thank everybody, if you're in the house or not, that came down to fish with me. It's been a blast. I only had one person that really got under my skin, but you know, like I said, if everybody was the same, it would be boring. So
He probably realized after he caught that nice giant fish that he was wrong, and he probably regrets it.
well, that's why he still calls me. And
Right.
I told him I'm going to hold him to what he told his buddy on the phone, that he'll never fish with me again. And I said, "You're absolutely right. You'll never fish with me again." But my favorite people to take out are little kids. What I mean by little is like the teenage years that are getting into fishing and wanting to learn a little bit about fishing. Um, this one little boy that I take out, Cooper, nicest kid you ever want to meet. I mean, his grandfather introduced me to him, and his grandfather wanted to pay me to take him fishing, and I told him no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take any money from anybody. I says, but there's one stipulation. I have to meet his mom and dad first. Well, we're coming up on a tournament, and I had to meet his mom to get the okay, because Grandpop could say anything. Grandpop doesn't have the kid, you know what I mean? So you have to talk to the mom, get her okay, get her to know you a little bit before you take her kid out overnight. Because, you know, today's day and age, it's not like when we were growing up. We were outside until the lights came on, and then my mom said, okay. And that was on a school night. Go in, take a shower, get your homework done, go to bed. But today, too many strange people out there. You know, life for a kid is rougher today than it was when we were growing up.
Oh, definitely.
You didn't even hear about any of the stuff that goes on like it does today. But for me, I get a lot of how should I put this? If I could get one kid hooked on fishing instead of the Xbox, I get a lot of gratitude out of that, because we're getting them out into the world, breathing the fresh air that the good Lord provided for us. And instead of sitting behind a computer all the time, because these kids that are sitting on computers might be computer savvy. I'll give them that, because they know a lot more than I do. We didn't have all this stuff when we were growing up.
By 10 years old now.
But you put them out on the lake, give them a fishing rod and a reel and the same tackle that you're using, and they don't know if they're supposed to twitch it, let it sit, put a bobber on it. They have no clue. You have to kind of teach them. Well, Cooper was big into fishing because of his grandfather. His grandfather's a big fisherman. And Cooper he was just happy to catch whatever was out there. But then his grandfather caught, I believe, a 22-pound flathead, and he was intrigued by the size of this fish. Well, that's when his grandfather says, "Would you mind taking him out?" And I said, "No, I wouldn't mind." Well, he had the option. One, going on a Pontoon Jody's Flathead Challenge, or a fishing tournament. Well, he picked the fishing tournament because there's money involved. So I put up the entry fee for the two of us to fish the tournament. He came in second place. He won money. He did really well, and he bought a fishing reel, and then he joined me as my Joey on Jody's Flathead tournament, which was her first and only Flathead tournament. And we took that. We won first place, the biggest fish, the most fish. And the money and prizes that I won, I gave to Cooper. So he won like $150 cash. He got a shirt from Bobcat stating that 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. I forget what else he got. I think I gave him some shirts and stuff too, just for winning. He went and bought himself a rod out of that. So between the two tournaments, he set himself up pretty nicely as far as equipment goes. And I says, look at this kid. He actually won this money, and he turned it around and invested it in something that he wanted to do. So he got a really nice rod. He got a Mad Catz rod, I think, and he got a Mariner reel, the ones that Dustin and them are showing right now. They're lifetime warranty. I'll tell you what, they're a real nice casting reel. There was only one problem that I had with those. Even though they're cheapest reels around, you could probably get 3 of those for one of mine. But the problem that I had was people were complaining about the level winds on them. And it's not so much the new ones, but after you have them for a while and you throw them around in the boat and they get that road rash on them like mine do, things start to happen to the reels because they're not new anymore. You know, stuff's getting banged around. You might put a little dent in the side plate or something. But the side plates on mine, I can hit them with a hammer and you're not going to dent them. But those, they're a little tinny. So you can actually hurt those reels. But that was the only, they cast it really nice. I was on Dustin's boat. Jeff and I went down to the James River and we fished with Sean and Dustin. And Jeff and I, we only took one rod each because we're fishing on their boats. So I had the opportunity of fishing with one of the Mariners, and those Ancient Mariners, they do cast nice. I mean, smooth. But I'm only going by hearsay, and I've seen it across the board where several people complain about the same thing. Even though it has a lifetime warranty, you could send it back to the manufacturer on your dime. The manufacturer will fix the reel, send it back to you on their dime. Well, I'm thinking, if this has got a lifetime warranty, they should send me a sticker to put on the box and have them pay for the shipping to them and then back. Because I don't know how many times I'm going to have to send this reel back to them, but I don't want to have to pay the shipping all the time. I already paid for the thing one time. The reels that I'm using, I can't even find them anymore. And if I could, I would buy every one that I could find. Shimano they make a 600 series, but they don't make the one that I have anymore.
Jody said that Snoopberry won $150 on
Yes,
the show.
yes.
And he bought the reel with it.
Right. All right, then he got the rod with the other money from the other tournament. So, yeah. But as far as taking kids out, I enjoy that. I mean, especially if I get them hooked on fishing and they start catching big fish. Cooper, his grandfather told me, he said, look, Ed, do me a favor. don't let them catch a fish bigger than mine because I'll never live it down. I can't probably, I'll never catch a fish to catch them. I said, you'll catch more. I says, but I can't sit there and consciously knock a fish off with the net. I just can't do that. But yeah, he caught a fish bigger than his grandfather, and his grandfather was mad at me. But I said, hey, he came in second place. You should be happy. He said, oh, I'm happy.
I don't think he was really mad at you.
No, he was playing, but yeah, we had a good time, and hopefully again next year, Cooper will come out on my boat with his brand new rod and reel and hook into a monster. But
Yeah.
but like I said, every year the river changes, especially after ice off, because then you get the bigger flow because you have all this ice and snow running down the river. Things change. All those spots that you had the year before, some of them may not be there anymore. I had right by the train bridge, I had a big embankment of logs that were built up around the embankment of the bridge. Well, they were stuck there for years. Last year, that was gone. We had some high water. It came up, it flooded that, and took the whole jam down. So we don't have that spot anymore. It was a nice spot, but every year river changes, so I have to get out there in the spring, take a little troll down both sides of the river as far as I can go on both sides, and just mark spots. And these are the spots I'm going to try. You know what I mean? You know what to look for. You look for laydowns. Anything that doesn't have any green on it. If it has green, it means it hasn't laid there that long. So if you're looking for like busted up logs and stuff like that, and rock piles, very seldom do they move if it's a big rock. But if you have just pebbles, they move all the time. Another thing is, hey, Skywalker's in the room.
Skywalker.
How's it going, buddy?
How you doing, Skywalker? Welcome in.
But I want to look for holes, structure, and every year I have to mark it down. I mark it on my GPS. You know, just drop a waypoint, and it's places I got to check out. That's all. So for the first month or so of fishing, I'm just going from spot to spot to see what one's working better.
Alvin's in the house too. Hi,
Hey, Alvin Lewis, how's it going, buddy?
Well, we were going to try a new spot. That was the plan. We
Yeah,
were going to go up river a little bit.
Right.
But the weather decided it was cutting us short.
yeah,
They were cutting our season back. So that was the plan. So it would have been next Wednesday. We would have tried that spot that I would have been out with him. But we can't control the weather. So
and we're kind of close today, you know.
yeah.
Our water temperature is well below 50 now. It was 58 during the high part of the day. Our high today only got to 47. It's 33 degrees, you said?
Well, it was 33 degrees when I looked a little bit ago. I'm sure it's less. It's still 33, but it's going down to 27.
It's going down to 27 degrees tonight. So, yes, or this morning when I got up, there was a real thin film of ice across the top of the bait tank. So that's telling you that's pretty cold. And if we had deeper water like they have down on the James or the Potomac River, I wouldn't mind fishing, you know, into the 40s because that's surface temp. That temperature down below is actually warmer than the surface temperature. So, like I said, ours is very shallow. I'm in basically 7 and 8 feet of water
Ooh.
sometimes.
Sampy said it's going to be 22 in Tennessee tonight.
Wow, 22, that's cold.
In Tennessee, yeah.
Woo. Well, wait a minute. James is in Tennessee. He's on the water.
Well, James.
So he's playing in that.
Well, James came in out.
Oh, okay.
James is out. Yeah, he pulled the boat out. He ended his life a little while ago.
Okay. Yeah, if there's anybody out there that wants to come up and just say hi or whatever, you know, feel free.
Maybe you better put
My link is in the
Blue
chat.
Ridge in Virginia, it's 29.
Wow. Yeah.
It's cold it's weird it's weird weather this year.
Well, right now I'm just gonna wait on the ice. I want safe ice, 4 inches. I haven't ice fished for 3 years because we haven't had any safe ice for the last 2 years. But yeah.
You might
And
want
the
to put it
third
back in
year, I
check.
only had like a week on the ice, right? About a week.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't much, but
You only got out a couple times. That was it. One week.
and I don't want to go all the way up to like Lake Erie or something like that where they get some pretty good ice.
Well, they had snow this morning in the area.
Yeah. But
Buck said he had snow this morning in Altoona. He
wow.
had snow on the car this morning.
Yeah, well, Altoona and Tamaqua and all them
Right.
up there on the other side of the Lehigh Tunnel,
Yep.
they all get snow early. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to
But
put the
for
link back in chat
Okay.
again.
But for everybody new coming into the room, we'd like to thank you all for joining us. It's been a nice ride. Not as nice as I'd like it to be because of the way the fishing has been. Like I said, I only caught like a third of the flatheads that I caught last year, and I don't want to say it's just the bow hunters doing it because it's got to be more than that because we had the bow hunters last year and I did really well, but there is more boats on as far as bow hunters go. Last year I only saw one boat. This year there was 3 boats. And these things, you can see them coming down the river because they got lights all over the place. I mean, they're really bright. And the Game Commission says, well, they're not supposed to be riding around with bright lights like that because they're blinding people. I says, well, you're not giving out fines either. They have to have the lights on to shine down through the water to see the bottom. So if bow fishing is legal and you need that to do your bow fishing, well, I would think that that's legal too. But they're saying traveling. Well, these guys, they have generators on their boats to run these lights. And the electric trolling motors, that's all they use. They don't use any power motors. They're using electric motors just to be stealthy and move real nice and slow, with the contour of the bank. Because they're fishing in shallow water. They're fishing like their boat might be running in 3 feet of water and they're fishing up to the bank because they can shoot an arrow right to the bank, with no problem. So they can see from 3 foot of water all the way up to the bank. So that's what they're shooting, anything that's in there. But I can't just blame all the bow hunters, that are fishing. I can blame the ones that are leaving the fish lay because in Pennsylvania, we're not allowed to use common carp for bait. But yet it's legal for the bow hunters to shoot common carp. And these guys are shooting them and letting them lay with an arrow hole in them. So when I talked to the game warden, I says, it would be illegal for me to go over there and cut a piece of that carp off and use it for bait. And he assured me that, well, if it was me, I would let it go. But he says, you don't know what game warden you're going to get. And I says, exactly. I says, well, I don't want any fine of any kind. So regardless of who comes up on me, you're not going to see me with a piece of that carp on my line. But you should be catching the guy that's putting that fish there and giving him his $500 fine. That's just how I look at it. And he says, well, if we catch him, we will. I said, you won't catch him because you're not out here at nighttime. You need to be on the water patrolling like the other guy did before he retired and find out what's going on these waters. And he said, you're absolutely right. We should be, but we don't.
You have police patrolling the parking lot more than you have them patrolling the water.
The police do an excellent job watching your vehicles up here on this parking lot, I'm telling you. Right at the boat ramp. How many times that night did we see the cops come through there?
At least 3 or 4 times over.
And when they come through, they put the big spotlight on and they're shining it all over the place.
And sometimes they park in the back.
Yeah.
And they sit there for a while.
They park way back in the back of the parking lot, and they just keep their parking lights on.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any other lights on. They just keep them there. I don't know if they're eating bonbons or donuts or doing some paperwork, but whatever they're doing, I like it because they're there watching our vehicles. So nobody messes with anything, that's for sure. We never had a problem with anything in that parking lot. Now there's a few other parking lots like down in Norristown where Jeff Beal is. That's a shady parking lot down there, and you don't want to leave your nice vehicle down there, that's for sure. Because it will get broken into.
Yeah, I can imagine the damage to your truck if you had it down there.
Well, I had a lot of damage to my truck taking it up to the James River too.
Well, that wasn't being burglarized.
No.
That was just nature taking care of that.
It was burglarized.
Burglarized.
The vultures tore that thing apart. Man.
Yeah. Well, that was a lesson I learned.
Hey, Susquehanna Stan's in the room. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Stan. Welcome in. That lot smells like a skunk.
Give Curtis a wrench. So has anybody else been out fishing? Or is James the only one trying to, well, James can because he's got air conditioning and heating on his boat. So
why isn't it working?
no, here, you got to get out of that.
Your toolbox ain't working tonight?
Apparently not. How come the dots aren't working?
I don't know. That's what I said. You know, every week it's something different.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Well, we're trying to give you a wrench.
Did they have an update on this or something?
Not that I got any notification on.
Is Jody still in the room?
I don't know. Are you still here, Jody?
Something's going on here.
You are on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely figure it out, and I'll give it to you at a later date. But as of right now, this is not letting me get you a wrench.
Can you scroll back and the other new guy, see if they'll let you give him a wrench? Well, there's Skywalker. I thought you gave Skywalker a wrench last week.
He does have one. That's not Skywalker. That's Sir Stinker.
Oh, Sir. Okay. Sorry. Oh, no.
No. All right, we'll have to work on that later.
Right.
Sorry, guys, but I like everybody that comes
Bugman's
into
in the
my.
house.
Hey, Bugman, how's it going, buddy?
No, well, we are in StreamYard, but on the camera, but on the laptop we're in YouTube. And YouTube is the one that we're supposed to be able to.
No, Skywalker, I was giving wrenches out during the stream.
Yeah, we always do.
So that's not right. So
Yeah.
I'll get it figured out.
It doesn't let me do it during the stream, but he can do it. He does it on his iPad over while we're streaming. He always can. So this is the first
Yes,
time.
Susquehanna Stan. I'm on the YouTube side on my iPad,
Yeah.
and that's where I usually give wrenches from. But for some reason, it's not letting me do it today. I don't know
Nope.
if there was an update or whatever, but
Not today.
not today. But I'll definitely get those 2 wrenches out to those guys anyway. Because you can do it after the show's over. You know what I mean? You just go back and.
Yeah, he's signed in. He's signed in as Fish on Ed Evans.
Yeah, I gave the first thumbs up tonight. I gave myself a thumbs up.
So yeah, like I said, it's definitely.
So, like I was saying, we got a lot of new stuff coming up for next season. Butterflies and Sunshine just got her sticker order, so she's waiting for it to come in. Bobcat did an excellent job on them. They look really sharp. So
He sent me a video of them being printed out,
on the new printer, she got them on the new printer.
and I had the honor of being the first person to have those stickers printed on his brand new printer yesterday, and he mailed them out today. So I am like super anxious to get them. I can't wait. They look, from the video he showed me of them coming out of the printer, they look fantastic. I showed it to Ed yesterday, and
I'm going to get number 2 of what, 250 of them? Is that what you got?
300.
300.
I got 300.
I'm getting number 2 out of the 300.
Who's getting number 1?
Bobcat's already got it.
Oh. I did tell Bobcat that he was more than welcome to keep one for himself. Whether he does or not is up to him. I'm not going to count them, so I'm honored if he keeps one, because of all the stickers and everything that he's made. Like I said to him, you can't have a sticker board. He would have to do his whole wall with all the stickers.
Are you going to put your own sticker on your board?
I wasn't going to. Am I supposed to?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anybody in chat?
What's everybody's
tell me
thought
what you
on that?
think. Yes.
Should you have your own sticker on your board? That's the question. We want everybody in chat to answer that.
Yeah. If I should put my sticker on my own board, I don't know if that's proper etiquette or not. Well, I don't know that
Chris Everett says yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Chris. Oh,
Bugman 22 says yes.
Well, I'll tell you, between Mr. Parker making the thumbnail and Bobcat
Who does awesome work
making the stickers,
by far,
it just doesn't get any better than that. I mean, like I said, I got the 3-inch round sticker, and I'm like so anxious to get them. So I will be definitely giving out stickers. And I may even be doing it this over the winter on other streams if I'm in on chat, and I might like just give out stickers for somebody that guesses fish sweet or whatever.
Well, down south you have everybody fishing yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people. Jody's show is still going to be going on, so like I said, I'm hoping not to have to wait until we get out on the water to give out stickers.
No.
I already have some return addresses from people that have sent me things that I kept their return addresses, so I'm just going to be automatically sending those people that I have addresses for.
Hillbilly
a
Hondo.
sticker.
No, I wasn't planning on it. And there's one big factor to that. I don't fly. I don't do airplanes. And that would be a drive. So, and factor number 2, if I get there, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I don't stop. I just keep buying. And to be honest with you, there's nothing I really need.
I was say, there's nothing he needs, but
I-
a lot of
I
things
have
he
everything.
would buy.
Yes, I would buy it just to buy it. You know what I
Right.
mean? But do I need it? No. I have more fishing equipment in my garage than you could shake a stick. If there was a bass guy around, I could show him some lures that aren't even made anymore that are brand new in the packages that he'd probably go wild over. But yeah, a lot of people told me you ought to sell the stuff that you're not using. Well, yeah, but I have kids come over, different kids that are getting into fishing and all, and to sit there and watch a rod like we do as fishermen, cat fishermen, that is, it's not enough action for a kid to keep their interest. You have to get them on fish, and if they have to keep casting and reeling, they love that because it's action to them. Having Rod sit out there and sitting back, there's no action. That's boring to them. Then you see them pulling out their phone or their Game Boys or whatever, and they're sitting there playing instead of watching the rods. So this kind of fishing for us, the older generation, is not for the young at heart. There are a few, like little Cooper, he's 13 years old. He's just getting into this catfish stuff, but he knows what's at the end of that weight. He's seen, firsthand, look, I'm catching these big fish. And he's showing all his friends, and they're there, well, come on, let's go fishing. Well, he goes fishing with them. Well, they're bored. They don't want to sit and wait. Cooper will sit and watch those rods for hours. These kids here, they're running up and down the bank, throwing rocks all over the place, and it's not the same group of fishermen as cat fishermen. They're into bass, lucky if they get muskies or pike or northern pike, walleyes, but they want cast, retrieve. Well, I have tons of bass lures. I'll fill a tackle box up. Here, go have fun. That's just not me. I don't do that anymore. I have stuff for the surf. I do surf fishing sometimes. I should be down on the beach right now. They got the striper run, but I'm not doing it.
It's a little cool.
Well, I have waders for it, so
Yeah, I know, but
the weather's not cold. You're just not dressed for it. That's what it is. You have to be dressed for it. Look, you went out this year. You bought a heated vest. You bought snow pants.
I did.
You bought your butterflies and sunshine boots.
I have it all. I got a skull cap from Mr. Fish on Ed Evans. It was good. I wasn't.
And you were in 39-degree temperatures at night.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
Time. Yeah.
The weather's not cold. It's just how you're dressed.
We still had the heater.
You have to accommodate for the cold. Whether it's take a heater with you or dress warm, dress in layers. You can always take them off if you get too hot. You can always put them on if you have them. If you don't have them, you can't put them on.
Jody is back in.
Hey, Jody, how's it going, dear?
Skywalker said he's done fishing till spring. And he's in California.
He's in California. What's up with that, Skywalker? I don't know why he's done fishing. Unless he's got obligations at home.
But he's in Southern California, isn't he?
Right.
Not Northern California. I mean, California's a long state.
Yeah, but he's in Southern California,
Yeah.
so it's even warmer there than
Yeah,
Northern.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Your store didn't run out of pork chops, did they?
I still have some in my freezer. I can ship them out.
No, I won't eat them. The only thing those pork chops got us with snapping turtles.
Anyway, Jody's in if you want to ask her if there's been a change.
Yeah, Jody, I got a question for you. Is there a change with the
YouTube wrenches?
Because I tried to give a couple of wrenches out just now, and it's not allowing me. It doesn't even come up where you can put them as moderators. You know what I mean?
Right. There's no option for it.
There's
tonight.
no option. The option's not there.
This is the first time ever that that's happened.
Because I was always able to do it through the live stream using my tablet, but now it's not even giving us the option to give out wrenches. I can do it probably after the show's over and go back and then, you know, how we used to do it, but I used to be able to do it over here live while I was going.
Yeah.
Because I gave a lot of them
All
away
the
on
time.
my boat.
Well, the one night we gave out like what, 7 or 8?
Yeah.
In one night.
Yeah, right on the boat during the live stream.
Yeah, Skywalker said he's in Northern California and the catfish aren't biting in the winter.
Hillbilly Hondo.
Yeah.
Pork chops. He's laughing.
Yeah. Well, we tried the pork chops.
I'm in Northern California.
Yeah.
Catfish don't bite in the winter.
Right.
Yeah, but what's your winter temperature?
The one we're using, Jody,
60s?
is we're streaming on StreamYard, of course, with his phone, but on his iPad, he's signed in to YouTube. And the iPad is where we usually give the wrenches, not StreamYard. But tonight, it's not letting us do anything. It's not giving us the option to give wrenches. So I know they always make updates and changes and things. And we were just wondering if you knew if there was a change. Skywalker said at night they're in the 30s and 20s.
Oh, wow, that's cold. That's what we're getting here, brother.
Yeah.
All right, you're with me. We got to sit back and find some winter projects to do. Do you get ice up there? Or, yeah,
Ice
down
fishing?
there. Yeah.
Up there. Northern California.
Yeah, because we get ice fishing here if we get, you know, cold enough temperatures. No, I gave wrenches out today, but I wasn't live. Okay.
Mm. Huh.
Now, I'm just wondering, Jody, because last couple of weeks we were just giving them out on the boat, you know,
Yeah.
to people and during the live stream and worked well. But as soon as I click on the name now, it's not even giving me the option, which is weird as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
I'm thinking YouTube made another change and we got to go through that stuff again.
Well, we got all winter to figure it out.
Yeah.
This is not a good night for that to happen, though, because, you know, it'd be nice to end the season on a really good note that we can do everything we have to do.
Now, when we say we're going to end our season, that doesn't mean we're going to not be in anybody's chats anymore. We're still going to visit everybody like we always do. It's just that our show is coming to a halt as if after tonight. We're done until the water temperature reaches 50 and above again. So we're taking like a spring break, if you want to call it, or vacation. But it's going to give me time to rip my boat apart. That's something that I wanted to do for a while. You know, I had mushrooms growing out of my floor. Believe it or not, mushrooms.
Well, you bought that new flooring back in what, May?
Oh, I have all the
April or
materials to
May.
do it.
Yeah.
I just had to find the time to do it, and I couldn't rip the boat apart if I'm taking it out every week. You know, so.
Hilly Billy said that you gave him his on a live stream. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I mean, we gave out lots of wrenches on
Most
live
of our
stream.
wrenches we gave out were on live
Yes,
stream.
yes.
Yeah,
Like, so
because we were giving them out as people were coming into the room.
why it's not working?
But I have two
today?
tonight that came into the room, and they're going to get wrenches. You know, after
Somewhere
the stream's
along the
over,
line.
I'm going to give them wrenches, so they'll still have them for the next time.
Somewhere along the line, I'll get them.
But yeah, we got a lot of things coming up in the works. I might do some live streaming as far as
Last week you gave Skywalker one on live stream.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I might do some live streaming on ice fishing. That'll be during the week, during the day. I don't ice fish at night. I only ice fish during the day, so you can see your pop-ups all over. You know what I mean? The flags.
If I get brave, maybe you'll see me. If I come out of hibernation.
We might get her out one time. I got my neighbor next door.
Yeah, she wants to come.
Leia. She said she would like to try it, and her husband Walt said, "I'll be sitting up in the parking lot waiting for her because she's too cold."
Walt and I said we'll be in the truck waiting for when she says she's done. We'll bring her home. But maybe her and I'll just switch places. We'll see.
It's all on how you dress. You know, I have a little portable shelter, which is actually just a sled, and then you pull the rails up on the side, and this canopy comes up over the top of you, and you put the heater behind you. So everything in here is warm. You're sitting on it. It's got a bench. You're sitting on that. You got the heater behind you. It's all enclosed. It's nice and comfortable. The only thing I found I have to do is drop a blanket over the front at least 4 to 6 inches. And that keeps the heat up on the roof, and then it throws it back down. As of right now, it would just come straight out over the top of you and just disperse that way. But at least it keeps like 6 inches of heat right on the roof. So it works out really well. I can't complain. It does keep you warm, especially when you put your hands in the water all the time catching fish. And ice fishing, I get a lot of fish. Now, granted, they're only bass and pickerel. That's all I get because I use large shiners. But we get a lot of them, and some of them are pretty nice. But nothing I take home and eat. Everything I catch is CPR, catch, photograph, release. And I don't have to photograph them if I'm running a camera. You know what I mean? You'll see it live like I'm saying it.
Well, I got all the gear now except maybe gloves.
Well, I have heated gloves. You can wear them.
Oh, like your gloves are going to fit me.
Who cares as long as they're heat?
That's
I have them hot pockets.
Yeah.
You put them in your.
Yeah. I have right and left. I could put hot pockets.
You
in.
can. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like his gloves would fit me like his sweatshirt fits.
And she wore that every time. So
I did wear it every time, but the gloves are a little different.
And she had to roll the sleeves up 22 times, Stan.
Yeah, at least 22.
22 times.
Yeah. It's all good. By next year, I'll have my own size.
Well, you'll have butterflies and sunshine on yours.
You never know.
You gonna get shirts made too? I know a great place that makes shirts.
I know that place. I've been there.
We gotta talk to that lady about the hats too.
I keep telling you, we got to. Well, now you might have time for that. Because we don't have to spend the whole day bait fishing and then fishing. And then the next day sleeping all day.
No, now I gotta take all that bait back to the lake.
Well, that's easy. Take it back and say goodbye. Have fun, guys. See you next year.
Hey, JBT's in the room. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Gerald. How's everything in Texas? How's the weather down there? He's from Texas, right?
I don't know.
I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, JBT, but you're from Texas, right? And look out, Tim's in the house.
Hey, Catfish Dog, how's it going, brother?
He's on break, listening in.
There you go. Well, Tim, what we're just telling everybody is this is officially our last day for our live streaming because of our water temperature is below 50. It was 48 today at the high of the day, and tonight's low is down in the 30s. It's 33 right now.
It's 30. It was 33 last I looked, and he said, "Are we fishing the bait tank tonight?"
No, I'll be fishing it tomorrow because I got to take all that bait that I have in there,
Yeah.
take it back to the lake where I got it from. There's no sense of killing it. So, and they're really nice sized baits I got in there. So.
Skywalker said all his exes live in Texas. Yeah, Tim, we're just letting everybody know how much we appreciated all the joining in, all the chats, and all the following that we had this year, and it was a good year. Maybe not for fishing, but it was a good year.
Definitely not a good year for fishing.
Yeah.
I have 1/3 the amount of flatheads that I caught last year. So the fishing wasn't good this year.
Yeah. But Tim, I'll be contacting you because I got stickers made. So I'll be sending you one.
Skywalker saying, take that pork chop too. The only thing you get on those pork chops is turtles, snappers, big ones. No, I'm going to save the pork chops for myself this time. 2 times I missed out on pork chop dinners because you told me to bring pork chops fishing.
Susquehanna Stan said he's channel catfishes all winter.
Yeah, I don't fish for channel cats at all. I'm not a fan.
Hi, Lance. He's just giving us the googly eyes.
Yeah. Hey, Lance, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, I think you'll like it, Tim. I'm really ecstatic over. Like I said, I really appreciate Mr. Parker, and Bobcat made the stickers and mailed them out to me today, so they should be coming in soon.
Likewise, Skywalker. Yeah, Butterflies and myself, we've met a lot of great people on this channel.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Jody and Dustin's help, we'd still be sitting here not knowing what's going on. So
right.
Without their help,
Well, there was a lot of people who, even during live streams and stuff, like Buck came in and helped, J.G. Hill came in and helped, Jody,
Big Skip. Yeah.
Big Skip.
There was a whole bunch.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that gave us some guidance, and like the fact is this catfish community is fantastic. Everybody's always there for everybody, which in this day and age is really special. So it's much, much appreciated. You have no idea.
Yeah, we had a blast doing it. We're going to continue next year, after water temperature reaches 50 again and goes up. That would be next spring. But in the meantime, I'll be ripping my boat apart and redoing everything that I want to get done. I wanted to do it for a while, but I didn't want to cut down and miss a couple live streams because my boat wasn't working, because it's going to take longer than, a week or so. What?
Hi, Jacob. Jacob said.
Hey, Jacob, what's going on, buddy?
And Lance said you don't like channel cats because you never caught a Wisconsin channel cat.
I don't have Wisconsin channel cats.
Well, because you're not in Wisconsin.
Exactly.
But that would be why. So I guess they're a lot better than the ones here. And there's 3030s in the house.
Hey, River Rat.
What's going on, guys? 3030. We're signing off for the season. saying, thank you all for being here with us, and we'll be back in the spring with God willing. Plan, or maybe some live ice fishing. You never know, but that would be a daytime thing.
Yeah, well, this way here we're not stepping on anybody's toes, because usually the night shows start like around 5 or 6 and 7 and 9 and so on and so forth. But usually people are working during the day. The only one that I'd have to compete against, I think, is Mr. John Parker. He fishes during the day.
That's a tough nut to crack.
Exactly. So I'll find out what days he's fishing, and we'll get together and we'll kind of channel that out a little bit. But yeah, I'll bring you along on a couple of ice fishing excursions with me. You'll be impressed. I don't know. Well, people down south don't get the kind of ice that we usually get, but once we get 4 inches of ice, I'm on the ice a lot, and I just use large shiners. You know me, go big or go home. And I want the biggest fish that's in the water, so that's why I always fish for that. And everybody says, well, that's why you're not catching anything. You got to downsize your bait. Well, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but I'm fishing for one fish and one fish only. I want the biggest fish that's in that water. That's what I want.
You should see some of the bluegills that we throw back because he says they're not big enough. It's like, okay.
I like the 1 pound, the 1.25 pound bluegills. They're the ones that I like. So, yeah.
So anyway,
I heard he might be doing a Friday show. Who's he talking about?
I'm the only other person we're talking about is
Tomorrow,
Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker.
Daryl and James are fishing together?
Daryl and James are together fishing, yes, tomorrow. Tomorrow they're doing, there's quite a few of them getting together to fish tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow you have
I think they're starting at 9.
Team Snag and Whiskers.
No, tomorrow, not morning, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's tomorrow. James was talking about it on his live a little bit earlier. But
Said John Parker, the guy who can't fish worth a lick.
Susquehanna Stan said that the North Branch channel cats get up to 20 pounds.
Nice. Jacob, you can't say that anymore. Did you see that fish that John Parker got? That's big.
Was that photoshopped?
No. That was a nice fish.
I know a lot of people were teasing him about photoshopping Jody's fish onto his picture.
The Photoshop was the woman that he put in.
Well, that was the latest one.
That's Photoshop.
He said it was a new guy that he got.
Yeah. That's because he can't see. And he was using that as an excuse for Dana.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, River Rat. Sleep well. Stay blessed and safe. And we'll see you in chat. I'll see you on Facebook, Ernie.
Bob Callison just sent a video or a picture to me.
Oh.
Just came up on the screen. Now that's how you reel them in.
Okay. Unfortunately, can I get out of this and get into your, like I do on my phone, or no?
Into what?
Into your messenger to see it.
I guess. What do you want to see it for?
Well, you can show it.
How are you going to show it?
Yes? No?
I don't know.
If I sweep up and we get out?
Sweep it across. Is that across? Across.
Okay. Crisscross. Okay, so then just go into your messenger.
Here's messages.
That's not
No,
Messenger.
it's Kimi. I don't even see Messenger. Casey was a nice
Yeah.
flag. No Messenger.
All right. So we go back into YouTube then.
Yeah. Put fish on it, Evans. Hit the search button.
Okay. We're back.
So yeah, what we were doing was just going to tell everybody that, you know, tonight's show is the last night for us until next season. Only because of our water temperature for flatheads is well below the 50-degree mark. I'll be waiting for ice fishing now, so I will throw out a couple of ice fishing videos. I'll probably go live on them. But it's going to give me the opportunity to tear my boat apart and redo it. I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to do, and I just couldn't tear myself away from doing it in the past because my show was running every week. So I didn't want to not have a show because it's going to take me more than a couple of months probably to do everything that I want to do on the boat. Because like I said, I'm not going to sit out there for 12 hours a day working on the boat constantly. You know, I'm retired, but I have a life. So I'm going to do it at my leisure and just do a little bit at a time. But each project that I start, I will finish and then move on to the next. But I don't just start throwing a bunch of things on my plate and I can't get them done. I like to do one thing, get it done, move on to the next, get it done, move on to the next, so on and so forth like that. It's easier for me. But yep.
Ed's very meticulous
Yeah.
and very methodical.
It's got to be right or I don't want it. So
I
I got some new electronics this year. Actually, I stole it. I actually seen another one that a guy is selling right now on Marketplace. If you're looking for a 12-inch Helix by Humminbird, the guy is selling it for $625. That is cheap. So look on Facebook Marketplace and you'll get it. I happen to get a 10-inch Helix with the 360 transducer, with the down and side imaging transducer, with the networking package. I mean, I got a full bundle of stuff for $700. But if you're looking for a bigger screen, 12 inches, with the mega down and side imaging transducer, that's all it comes with. It doesn't come with the networking package. It doesn't come with the 360 transducer. But if you're looking for a unit, you can't beat it. You know, it's only been on his boat for 3 months. He's selling it due to he got rid of that boat and the person didn't want to buy the unit that was on there. So he took the unit off the boat. Now, my question would be, well, why aren't you putting it on your next boat? He's not getting a boat.
Oh.
He's done with boats. So, but yes, for $625, a 12-inch Helix, you're not going to find one.
Did you tell Jeff about that? I thought he was looking for one.
I told Jeff, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's on Facebook Marketplace as of today because I'm on there like 3 times a day, just going through new stuff that's coming up through Marketplace because you never know. Like I found mine, it was within 15 minutes of when it was posted. So I called him up right away. I texted him first, got his number, called him up, talked to him about it. He happened to be, how far did I have to drive? Hour?
It was a little over an
A
hour.
little over an hour to get there to his place. Went over there, picked it up, and I found out the reason why he was selling his when I bought it. His son set him up with Garmin, everything on his boat. So he had the Garmin network. He's got the live scope on 2 different panels. His son set him up really nice for Father's Day. That's why he had all this sitting in a box. So he wasn't using it. So his son told him, look, Dad, you ought to just sell it, get some kind of money for it. So he put a $700 sticker on there and I bought it. The 9-inch Helix that I had on my boat, I paid $2,500 for the whole package, everything on it. But this one here has everything and then more for $700. You couldn't beat the deal. Now there's a 12-inch out there for $625. I'm telling you, you can't beat that. If you're looking for a good unit that has mega side and down imaging, you can't beat that. Not for $625. And if I didn't buy my 10, I would have bought that 12. But I already have 2 units now. I got a 9, I got a 10. And the 10 I'm only setting up, well, you'll see it. It'll be on my boat. I'm setting it up on the back by the rod rack. And it's going to have the 360 transducer right there at the back of the boat. And while I'm sitting there watching the rods, it will go 100 feet around the boat and just keep circling. So when a fish comes in, you'll be able to see the fish swim through as it's going around. And you'll see him be able to go out, or if he's going up, or he's coming back. But yeah, it'd be pretty neat. Almost like live scope, but not live scope. I just can't see putting that kind of money out for that, especially because the way I fish, I don't really need that because I anchor up and I stay in one spot all night. I don't move. And most times when I go out, I'll move to another spot and then just sit there and try that all night and then move to another spot, try that all night. I have a couple of spots that I have favorites, but I got to start looking around every spring because you always find a new spot. So, yep.
Well, you found some new bait spots this year.
Oh, I found a killer spot
And
for
the
bait.
one, yeah, the last one is like the super spot. I mean, like that is amazing. The
Yeah.
fish out of there. That's where we throw these really nice sized ones back because they're not big enough. But most people would be really happy to have them.
Right. Now they're small for me in that lake. Well, it's actually a pond.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found some nice fishing spots this year. I'm going to go down the shore a couple of times. I'm going to do a little winter flounder fishing. Flounder right now in the store is what, $8.99 a pound?
On sale.
Yeah, on sale. So might as well go down and catch a few of my own, catch them fresh, bring them home, stuff them with crab meat. Do you
Sounds like a
fish
plan.
knock? No, Stan, I don't fish knock and mixin'. Knock and mixin' is mostly for bass, and you get some hybrid stripers and stuff in there, muskies. Just not into game fish. Now they did tell me there's some flatheads running around in there, but I haven't seen any pictures, just hearsay. So I'd want to see it first.
Yeah, it's not far.
I'm a
from
doubting
us.
Thomas.
That's not far from us either.
No, it's not far at all from us.
What, 20 minutes maybe?
Yeah, about 25 minutes. Stan, do you fish Nakamixon?
Pretty far for it.
Well, if he knows about it, he might fish it.
Well, we might know that it's in the area. I mean, any fin, he fishes.
Oh,
all-
see that? I have fished it.
Oh, okay.
What do you fish for bass there, Stan? That's what most of the people fish for there. It's a good bass fishery, I'll tell you that. A lot of bass in there. Blue Marsh Reservoir, yeah. Yeah, he must be fishing bass.
Channel cats.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want nothing to do with channel cats, so I wouldn't fish it anyway.
Like I said, he's very meticulous with what the way he does stuff and what he does. If he has his mind made up, he's going flathead fishing. He don't want anything but flatheads.
That's right.
Like I said, we get those really nice those nice baits, and they're not big enough. So that's
Yeah.
just the way it is. But it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said we didn't have that great end of the season this year. Spring was better. But like you said, hopefully next year we get back. Things are back to normal, whatever normal is,
Yeah.
was, is,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, we'll get your personal best next year. How's that?
That's the plan. I wanted to try one more time this year, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because I can't see the water warming up. I mean, even though our temperatures are supposed to go up nicely over the weekend in the 60, 65 and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
But I still, well, it is, but I still can't
During the
see,
day, what at nighttime?
well, in the upper 40s and stuff.
Well, see.
Right, but that's why I said I still can't see the water warming up enough
No.
that we're going to get out, or at least I'll get out anymore this year for regular fishing. Next thing will be ice fishing.
You go over on the dock and sit with Donna if you want.
I still didn't use my bank rod from Tony Harrison that I wanted to use this year.
The bank rod holder.
Mm-hmm. You want? Oh, okay. Yeah, I never got to use that because we had talked about doing the bank fishing on Stan's show some Sunday morning, but then we never got around to doing it. So
Right.
yeah, so that rod holder is still brand new,
Yes, it is.
brand shiny, all shiny.
It won't go to waste though. You'll use it.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to do Jody's show over there on the bank too, but last time there was guys already there.
Yeah.
And in order to fish that spot, you have to get there well before dark. Because around dark, all those spots down there get full. But you can't complain because they're bank fishermen, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what they do.
Right.
I mean, you know, like some people don't like fishing off the boat. I mean, look at Danny Stone. That his big deal is bank fishing. I mean, you know, that's just the way it is. Avid does mostly bank fishing. Susquehanna Stan said he loves flathead fishing, but nearby it's mostly channel cats. And Lance said soon maybe we can watch him in the freezing temperatures fishing for burbot.
Burbot.
Bur
Burbot.
burbot?
Hmm.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
Is-
they usually do that through the ice.
Well, he's up in Wisconsin.
Hmm.
If anybody's going to have plenty of ice to go ice fishing, it's somebody in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Go Green Bay!
They're
I know
not
they
doing too
can't.
good.
They can't play with a lick this year, but it's still my team. Still my team. I'll have to get my cheese head out and put it on at least once this year.
They'll win another game, I'm sure.
Well, I think they only have 2 wins so far. You know the World Series ended tonight. Texas beat Arizona. 4 games to 1.
Well, last night when I watched it, it was 11-1.
Well, tonight it was 5-0.
Texas blew them out of the water last night. 11 runs to 1.
Well, tonight they won the 4th game, so the series is over. They are the new World Series champions. I was watching that. I had James on my phone and the World Series on the TV.
Lance, where are you located? He says, I fish nothing but open water whole winter long.
Well, I know he's somewhere in Wisconsin, but I don't know where. Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Never heard of it.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know where it's located in Wisconsin.
What big river do you have there, Lance? Oh, he said once that river freezes, then he fishes Port Washington. Yeah, if I lived further down south, I would definitely fish all year long, like they do on the James River. Because the blues, they're fun to catch, but I would still target the flatheads during the spring, through the part of the summer at nighttime. But yeah, I would like that.
Sheboygan is, it says it's about 50 miles north of Milwaukee and about 64 miles south of Green Bay.
Hmm.
That's Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty far up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty far up there. Your temperature is about the same as ours. Actually, you're warmer than we are.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
Says you're at 34 degrees, Lance.
Yeah.
We're colder than that.
Yeah, we're at 32. Yep. Wow. Now that's surprising. But come later in the winter when you guys are like 30 below, we'll probably still
And
be
4 foot of snow.
yeah, we'll still be around, like maybe 12. But he said yeah, they warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to warm up too. We're supposed to actually, like I say, get into the 60s over the weekend. 65. Probably not for long. It's that time of year.
That's during the day, but
Mm-hmm.
nighttime, it's still well below 30.
I don't know if it'll be below 30, but the water will not be warming up. That's for sure.
Well, it won't be up to 50, that's for sure.
No. Nope. It's already getting lower than it was. Sunday high is 62 now, and overnight 41.
So that went down.
Right. And Tuesday morning the low is 47.
Wow.
So we're not getting out of the 30s and 40s for the nighttime temperatures. So we're done. Done,
Yeah.
done, and done.
Yep.
Like I said, moving on to ice fishing,
Yeah.
which, like you said, every year you look forward to that, and every year you get disappointed because you don't get any ice.
Right.
So for the last, 3 years, really, we haven't had much.
Well, 3 years ago, I was only ice for maybe a week.
Right.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 years, wasn't even on the ice.
Well, we didn't have any ice to be on.
Oh, skim ice it was.
Well, not safe.
Need 4 inches at least.
Not safe ice.
Yeah.
Don't need that. Yep. So. Well, what do you think?
So, what was your best part about the show this year?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, catching fish was really good. And I really did enjoy doing the moderating. I really enjoyed meeting all these people, making friends, and joining in with the chat. I learned a lot. Not only from Ed, but I learned a lot from just people, giving their views, making suggestions, watching other fishing shows. I actually did watch that show, the show last night for winterizing the motor. It was interesting. It was what all they went through, how they let the oil out, and then how they filled it and everything. Watching it come out the top, it was interesting. It was really interesting. And like I really enjoyed the participation, and just like you said, all in general, really good people. We had some really funny, good times, and then we had some sad times, but that's life. And the main thing was that everybody stuck together, supported each other, and had a good time doing it. And of course, getting my 23.14 personal best was probably the highlight of my trip on the water. But I'll tell you,
You'll beat that next year.
we had some beautiful sunrises and sunsets out there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's the time we get on the water. We get on the water just before dark. So we're watching the sun go down, and then we get off the water when the sun comes up. So we get the best of both worlds. But
Yeah.
it's a long day on the water.
and
You
then we
gotta
had
admit.
some spooky weather the last couple of weeks we were out there with all the fog on the water.
Yep.
Um, sometimes it looked like little ghosts going by. Yeah. What was the highlight of your?
The tournaments, definitely.
Oh yeah, when you went down to Virginia.
Yeah, that was fun. But I like to see the kids' tournaments the best, believe it or not. Know what I mean?
You mean watching?
I enjoy watching the kids fish the best.
Yeah, the kids tournament that they had earlier this year was really a fun thing to watch, especially for me because I won so many
Yeah, the giveaways.
so
Yeah,
many giveaways in the one show. I had 3, which made it even more exciting. But just watching the kids and seeing them interact, and that was good. That was good. Yeah, like I said, all the competition is good, and it's always in good spirit. Like there's no hard feelings, and nobody. I mean, everybody. Of course, everybody takes it seriously, but I don't think anybody takes it to heart that that they really resent that somebody else won or whatever. I don't think that we have that going on in this community that I noticed.
Jody does when she makes bet with people.
Well, that's a bet. Well, everybody knows you don't bet with Jody.
Exactly.
Okay, so look, there's Jody. She said she's proud of both of yous. That's us.
Used.
Yuns. That is the word. You learned StreamYard and successfully ran a weekly show. Most people can't do a weekly show, but you had a great one. Well, thank you, Jody.
We were trying with your help.
I was going to say, with a lot of help from you, I have to say.
Jody and Dustin, both.
Jody and Dustin were the 2 main sources of information.
They took us by the hand and walked us through it.
Yep.
I mean, you couldn't ask for better coaches, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I have to say, I know the scheduling for Dustin is completely different than Jody, but I have to say Jody almost always is in chat somewhere along the line, and then if we are running into a problem there, she jumps right in there and helps us out.
Yeah, remember the time I got lost? And Jody helped you shut down?
The time, Jody had to come in, and her and I shut the show down because Ed disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and he never came back. The week before, he disappeared and then came back. And we're waiting, and Ed never came back that night.
And it was weird because it seemed like it was the same time both times. Except the last time when I got kicked out and stayed out, it was because
the credit card thing.
The tablet.
Yeah.
For StreamYard.
They didn't take your payment, and they cut you off right in the.
Yep, right in the middle of it.
Just like that. He was gone.
No, it was the phone, because the phone is monthly. The tablet is yearly. I pay yearly on that.
Yeah, I thought it was this.
No. we
Oh.
filmed from here.
Right.
It was the
right,
credit card, remember?
Yeah.
Because they put a hold on it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's why they shut it down.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they put a hold on it.
Right. So yeah. Well, like just like that, you were gone and never came back, and so Jody and I shut the show down.
All right, Lance, you have a good night
All
here.
right. Thank you, Lance.
Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
All right. Stay well. Have a good one. We'll see you in chat. I know I always see him in chat.
Yeah, we'll see everybody still all the time, but this is definitely going to give me the opportunity to rip my boat apart, get it back to where I want it, get those mushrooms out from under the floor that are growing. Well, they're probably not growing now, but they were. But yeah,
Jody's
I lifted up the
frying.
rubber mat, and I'm looking at the floor, and I'm saying, "Oh man, that looks really bad." And then just looking at the boat in general, because I never wash it. I never do. I come right off the river, got river scum all the way around the boat. My motor's got river scum on it, so I'm going to clean it all up real good, rip the floor and everything out of it, clean it all off, pull the wires out that I have run because I want to redo them. Not that they're not good. The way that I ran the wires, they're perfect. I got marine wires in there, the tin wires, so I don't have to worry about them ever rusting or corroding. It's just that I got to reroute some things. I learned a lot from Facebook. Gentlemen that I've talked to.
Facebook or YouTube?
Facebook.
Yeah.
I was asking questions about electronics. I didn't know that so many different things on your boat can cause interference to your electronics. And if you're going to run electronics the right way, they should be run on a separate battery. Right now, I have my Helix 9 running off the same battery that I use for cranking my motor, for running my navigation lights, for running my front light, and for running my anchor winch. And when I put the unit on and I drop the anchor and then I start letting more line out, it will shut my unit off because the draw from the anchor winch takes a lot of power. So it draws the power and it shuts my unit off. So the gentleman that I've been talking to, they said, you want to run a separate battery for just your electronics only, and you want to make sure you have no interference. And they said on your GPS, you want to take one of them little handheld compasses, and wherever you're going to set your puck and mount it, make sure walk around with that little handheld one and make sure it doesn't get any false readings, because if you do, that's interference on your GPS.
Jody is frying chicken that she bought for bait for Sunday.
His crushed red pepper spice hot. Yeah.
Well, it's not as hot as ghost pepper or jalapeno peppers, but crushed red pepper is spicy. If you don't have a tolerance for hot stuff, you don't want to use it. So be careful not to use too much of it that you can't tolerate the heat.
Susquehanna stand. I have 4 batteries in my boat, 2 for the trolling motor, 1 for the starting, and 1 for the finder. There you go. See that? That's what I got to do, buddy. Yeah, but my trolling motor only takes 1 battery, so it's 12 volt, so it's only 55 pound thrust. I don't have a 24 volt system, so I'm only going to need three batteries. And I only used one in the boat for the trolling motor, and the trolling motor was only used 1 time, and that was to make sure that it worked. I never used it.
I never saw you get it out.
Never used it. It's
mean,
only in
It's always
case
there, but
my motor doesn't work. I can get back to the dock, and that's all it's for. Because I'm not gonna be like Dustin and paddle the boat, and his boat's a lot bigger than mine. So he's paddling it because he didn't have any gas in the boat. But that's one thing I check. I check to make sure I have gas every time before I go out. So, but that's what I had the trolling motor on the boat for, just in case something happens to the motor, I can get back to the dock. Because when you're on a river system, well, with Dustin, he can float down several hours and then the tide will change and it will float him back several hours. My river has no tide, so it's just downflow. So if you go downstream and your motor kicks out on you, you're not getting back upstream, and especially not with one little oar that I have in my boat for safety purposes. So that's when I would drop down the trolling motor and get back up to the dock. But that's the only reason why I had that.
it's good to have.
Yeah.
I mean, as shallow as that water is, a lot of times you could probably
Yeah,
just
jump out and walk back with the
jump
boat.
in and just pull the boat back.
Yeah.
Like the last time we were out, the water was so clear. Even in the 5 foot water, we could see every pebble in the bottom. It
Right.
was amazing.
Pontoon Jody. I never checked the gas. We know that, Jody.
She's on a
She puts
6
6
gallon
gallons in
every 3 week
weeks.
schedule, whether she needs it or not.
Right.
Yeah, that would be why things happen, Joe. That would be why. So does that mean that you put 6 gallons in every 3 weeks, whether you go out 3 times or 9 times? You put 6 gallons in every 3 weeks. That's how that works. Explains a lot. But really, she doesn't run out of gas that often, does she? I mean, it's only happened
One time that I know.
once, yeah.
And I think
She
she
just-
learned from
She
it.
just started a trend then, because then Dustin had to do it. You know, who knows who's next? I know it won't be it.
Not gonna be me.
Yeah, yeah. He just filled his up. See, you have to go someplace to get gas now. You have to fill your other tank.
New Jersey sells it, but I have to ride all the way over to New Jersey. That's why I figured if I go
To the Potomac.
winter flounder fishing,
Well, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
pick it up while I'm over there.
There you go.
But I won't get it until spring now because I don't need it. Susquehanna Stand, I ran out of gas last time out.
There you go.
This
Okay.
90 Jet loves gas. I bet it does. You should have seen Shad Daddy's face when I told him we was out of gas. It was so funny.
Yeah, I'm sure he had quite the reaction. But I have to say, it makes the show a lot.
James almost ran out of gas the other week. He was on fumes when he got back to the dock. Well, you know why that is, Hillbilly Hondo? Because Jody took gas out of his boat to put in her boat.
She said Shad Daddy didn't believe her till she picked up the tank and shook it at him. That was on a live, wasn't it? That was on one of your live shows, wasn't it?
I might steal bait.
But she
But I
didn't
ain't
steal
stole
any
gas
gas
yet.
yet.
Yeah.
You notice she put the yet in there.
She said, "Yippers."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was earlier in the season, that live show when she ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes for some interesting entertainment. That's for sure. And I have to say, Jody has a lot of things happen on her show that are interesting entertainment. She almost ran out with Yak Shore and Lee Evans.
Jody, you should put a little 3-gallon gas can in your pontoon. You got storage spots, right? Just put a little 3-gallon tank there. This way here, if you run out, 3 gallons is going to get you back to the dock. You know what I mean?
She said Yak had already texted for help.
Billy says Jody's always got something going on.
Yes. Yes. And like I said, it's always entertaining. Very good show. I love the show. When Ed first started watching Jody and he was telling me about it, I was like, wow. First of all, I was amazed at all the stuff that she does by herself. That just was amazing. And then I used to like watch a couple of the shows with him, and then it really was clear, like you know what, this lady's got this all. She's got her act together. This is really a good show, and every week she proves it. Yep.
Well, I can understand taking a 6-gallon tank off your boat, Jody, because it is a little heavy. But a little 2.5 or 3-gallon gas can, you know, plastic, of course, that would be, just leave it in your boat. Don't ever use it unless you have to use it, you know, to get back. But don't use it, you know. Gas will last the whole season with no problem.
Thank you, Butt Flues and Hillbilly. It's all true, Jody. It's all true. So if I ever grow up, I want to be able to be a fisherwoman like you. But if it hasn't happened yet, I doubt it's going to ever happen.
A lot of boots to fill there.
No, I meant the growing up
Let me see
part.
this. See how many people we got in here.
Well, there's, what's it say? 12 watching. Oh, well, that can't be right because you gave one, I gave one. And you had one before. So there's at least 3 for sure. What are you doing? Regrouping?
No, there's 17.
Oh, okay.
18 now.
Well, there you go.
I wonder if that did it.
Oh, maybe.
Where's the wrenches? Lance McCoo guy.
There you go. There you go. Look at that. So what did you have to do? Refresh? Is that what you did?
Figured it out, Jody.
Yeah. All right, so we're back to giving wrenches.
Okay, Lance, you just got yours, buddy. Jacob. River Rat 3030.
There you go.
There you go, buddy. River Rat 3030 just got a wrench. We gave one to Lance. JBT.
JBT. Yeah. So what is it? You had a refresh? Is that what it was? Or what'd you do?
I had to get in it. I wasn't in it. Skywalker.
No, Skywalker has one. It was the other guy, the new guy.
Well, this only goes back so far because I refreshed it. But we were able to give Lance one. River Rat 3030.
Yeah, Stinky was the one you were going to give one. And JBT you gave.
Yeah, I couldn't go back that far.
Yeah. Well, Sir Stinky, if you're still in here, put something in chat so we can give you a wrench now. Whatever he had to do
I had to refresh it. So
brought us back, and now it's working.
Yep.
So if you're still here, give us a shout out, say hi or something, so we can, because when we refreshed, it only goes back so far, and it was before where they're letting us go back to. So.
Jody said anybody can do it. I had to learn. I had a lot of help from a lot of people. Well, you know where we're sitting, Jody, because all our help came from you and Dustin.
Yeah. Like I said, we had some help along the way.
Yeah.
I know there were a couple nights in the beginning when Ed first started going live that Dustin and Stan both had to pop in and actually start his show for him. Remember that?
And then they also closed my show out a couple times.
Sometimes by mistake. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
One thing I can honestly say, we never had to time anybody out.
No.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I got timed out once on Jody's show by mistake.
Well, she times people out all the time when she's sleeping.
She didn't time me out. It was somebody else timed me out by mistake, though, but it happened. And I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on, why none of my stuff was going up, but figured it out then, and everything was all good.
You were in Facebook jail.
Yeah, it seemed that way. Yeah, I was trying, but nothing was coming through. Yeah. And some of this stuff comes easier to some people than others. Dave Bozart's in the house. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
How you doing, Dave? Welcome in.
Yeah.
We've got 10 wonderful people watching now. I guess others were just going to bed.
Yeah. Well,
it's understandable.
And you're not fishing. We're just chatting.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave, you're new to the room. We'll tell you what's going on.
Closing out the season.
we're actually done fishing here for the season because our water temperature is well below 50 degrees. Now I get the chance to take the opportunity now that we're not fishing to rip my boat apart and reconstruct it the way I want it this time. Um, you know, every time you do something on your boat, you always find a little better way to tweak it to make it a little more fishable for yourself. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to put a new floor, new wiring, running new electronics and stuff. So I got a lot of work coming up. I want to get ready for ice fishing. We're supposed to get the bigger um, snowstorm this year, along with freezing temperatures. That's going by Farmer's Almanac. So if you believe in Farmer's Almanac, that's what we're going to get. Um, so that'll give me an opportunity to do some ice fishing. I haven't done ice fishing in 3 years, and in that third year back, I was only able to get out on the ice for like 1 week, and at that time I was still working. So you're talking maybe out of the week, maybe 2, 3 days max out of a week. But now that I'm retired, I can take all the time I want as long as we have 4 inches of safe ice. So yeah, once we get the ice, I'll be out there. But before that, I'll be working on the boat. Got a lot of new things coming for it. More lighting. So if you ever seen my light show now, it's going to actually be better. I'm adding a couple more lights to it. My electronics is running off of the cranking battery right now. And the cranking battery also has my navigation lights, my interior lights, um, the anchor, and a spotlight on the front of the boat, all run off the same battery. So when I hit the anchor, because the anchor draws a lot, it shuts the electronics off. Well, I was talking to a gentleman and he says, you want to put that all on a separate battery, all your electronics on a separate battery. This way here you'll get no interference. So that's what I'm changing over. So I got wiring to do, new floor to put in, clean the boat up real good because it's a catfish boat and I've never washed it since I got it. So I have river scum on it. I've got mushrooms growing underneath the floor.
And through the floor, through the cracks.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing a lot of changes, but it's all the console that I built. My boat's only a 1548, so I don't have a lot of room in there as it is. And Dustin will contest to this that we had Jeff Beal, Dustin, and myself in the boat, and it was a rough ride because we were coming back against the tide was going one way and the wind was coming the other way. The boat had a lot of water coming over it. We were all soaked. The bilge pump was running nonstop, but we finally made it back. But with the console in the boat, it kind of hinders putting 2 lounge chairs in there for people to sit side by side. Unless you have a little person like Butterflies, she can put her feet to the side. Well, I'm going to take that console and cut it in half. Well, I'm building a new one, but it's going to be half the size of what it is now. The reason why it's this big, my toggle switches run across, and it's got the meter in the middle to tell you how many volts are in the battery. Well, there's 3 toggle switches on each side, and that piece in the middle that tells you the voltage. That's why my thing had to be wide. So now I'm buying, I can use the same toggle switches because they're custom lit up with the bilge pump, the anchor, which is up and down. The black lights are grow lights for mushrooms. Why, thank you, Jody.
You might be right. You might be right, Jody.
Jody, send me your address. I'll send you some mushrooms for cooking.
Please, Jody, don't use his mushrooms for cooking. Even the crushed pepper won't kill that.
Too much.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can give James some of your chicken tomorrow. You're going to be not fishing with him. You're going to be in the same tournament or whatever it is. The same group. You might not be fishing on his boat, but I'm sure you're going to be seeing him. So maybe you can share your chicken with him tomorrow. I'm sure he'll tell us all about it.
That's Dan. That's my boat, 1548. It's small. It's not a big boat by any means.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do with all that leg room.
but it went through the test down there on the James River with 3 big guys in it too.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That boat must have been coming up the river like inches from going over the top with us 3 guys in there. Yeah.
None of you are small. You're all big guys.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Beal's probably the smallest one out of the 3 of us. He said his is an 1860. I wish it was bigger. Yeah, I'd like to get that the Sea Ark 1872. That's a nice boat.
No on the chicken. I don't feel too good. Did you already eat it and you already don't feel well? Are you going to make use of a certain lady with time on her hands? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either.
Jody, that's not a good sign. That you feel that ill that fast. It hasn't been that long since you made it.
Dave, I don't understand what you mean. Are you going to make use of a certain lady with time on your hands?
Now you know how James feels, yeah? Yeah, but especially with chicken, you want to be really, really careful, Jody. Chicken, I mean.
Well, chicken and pork. Both.
Not pork so much anymore. That they even lowered the temperature that you need to cook that too. But chicken with salmonella can be really, really make you seriously sick. The same thing with like fish poisoning. Any kind of food poisoning is definitely not good. But yeah, the chicken, if it was a little questionable, I won't have it. I won't have it. I'll help him. He knows I'm always there. Ask him, do you want me to help you? Can I help you with anything? Sometimes he lets me hold things or pick up things or whatever. But most of the time he says, no, I got this. I mean, when I first started going out fishing with him, I'd say, well, what can I do? Oh, nothing, and then I just observed. and I watched his scheduling of himself on how he did this, took the stuff from the truck to the boat, and he has a routine that's very strict and stringent. And of course, I wasn't going to move anything or touch anything because I didn't know what I was doing, and I know how he is. So I just observed for the first couple times, and now I just help him, and it works out really good. We cut the time in half for what it takes to, set up the boat and everything once we get to the parking lot to get to the ramp and everything. And the same thing with breaking it down then at the end, where things go from the boat to the truck, as you know, instead of like doing it where he always did it. Um, but yeah, I'm there to help him if he needs help. All he's got to do is call me or text me or knock on the door or whatever and say, hey, I need you to help me with this. Right?
Yeah, my girlfriend tries to help me all the time too, and I don't need her help either.
Yeah, well, that's just it. He's always, I got this. You can watch or whatever. But
Yep.
like I said, once in a while, he will say, here, well, you can hold this, or you take this and like when we undid the winch, okay, you can just like bring that out, or you can hit the button to bring the anchor up and down. Little things like that. He's good. He's good.
God forbid if she reels the line in where the sinkers or swivels touches the eye.
Well, like I said, whenever I do things, I try to make sure that it's correct because I know how he is.
That's Jody. She's the one that does that.
Well, that doesn't mean I couldn't do it, and that wouldn't go over well either, right?
Well, you know not to wind it up that far. And if you start doing that, I'll just put another rubber bead up on the top so the rubber bead would hit the eye and nothing would get hurt.
Okay.
Nobody I know. Who would ever do that, Jody?
She said she got scolded for that on the guy's boat.
I bet you did.
Yeah. Well, like I said, everybody has their way of doing things, and until you learn how that person does their things, of course, you're going to maybe not do it 100% right. But then you also have to respect that person does things a certain way, and if you do want to help them, you don't want to hinder them more than help them.
Repeatedly. She didn't learn from the first scolding she got.
Well, not everybody's that patient either. That they, that they can handle repeatedly telling you stuff and still be generous with you. That is one thing I have to say. When I was first going with Ed, when we went out, he was very patient, very calm, very, like tolerant. That's a really good word, tolerant. He was very tolerant with my nonsense. I have gotten better, but the other week I did decorate that tree.
Yeah, you did.
And actually, I think I was more upset with myself than he was upset with me, or at least he didn't show it. But yeah, I was really upset with myself that day. But last week, I stayed away from that bush, and things went well.
Susquehanna asked, Ed, has YouTube changed anything you do, fishing, rides, reels, etc.? No, I use the same knots I've always used. Um, there's only two that I use, and I use the Snell knot and the polymer knot. They're the only two knots that I use. YouTube, the only thing that probably changed for me was having to have a show on hours that I usually wouldn't have a show. Well, let's just say it's not the hours that I would pick to have a show. My best hours on the river are from like 4 to 8 in the morning. So that would be a show for me. But you already have Hog Leg show at that time. So that's why I didn't pick that time, because me being a newbie, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. They're already established. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to try to take people away from them. You know what I mean? So, but I end up on Hog Leg show anyways, fishing.
Right.
So, and
Well-
it's only one day a week. So, you know, he does 4 days a week. So he's got a bigger following than I have. But
He probably wouldn't mind if you were there more.
since his show, you know, I've got a lot of followers because of Hog Leg.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, you know, very nice of him to put me out there all the time. And Melissa, she does a great job too, sending out everybody that's on Hog Leg show. She continues to put out, you know, their
Links.
all their links. Everybody that's on the show, she puts their links out and promotes everybody. So, and as an advertisement, if you have anything going on and you'd like the whole catfish community to know about it, send Melissa or Hog Leg a little tidbit of what you're doing, telling them, you know, you'd like to have this, it's going to be on this date at this time, and they'll promote it for you. So you'll get a lot of followers to watch that at that given time. And, you know, you couldn't ask for better people than Hog Leg and Melissa to put everybody out like that, because that's part of their show. You know what I mean? They enjoy that. Every tournament that's coming up, every the thing with the tornado, Hog Leg, or not Hog Leg, KP, that stuff, which is bad news. We don't like it, but it's to date. So he puts it out there because he wants everybody to know. So, you know, hats off to him. He does a hell of a job on the show, you know, and for anybody to come in and try to take something away from somebody that does that kind of work, that's just, you know, ignorant as far as I'm concerned. So I would never do it.
But by being on his show, it benefits both of you. You get, you know.
Oh yeah, I get more recognition being on his show. Yeah.
Right, and you're and people are still watching you fish.
Right.
So it's fair.
Right.
It's good. And I have to say too that his new co-host Curtis is doing a really good job.
Quiet Man Curtis is doing a fantastic
He is
job.
doing a really good job.
Yes, he is.
Because the few times that I was out fishing with you that we stayed and went on to their show, that I got to actually see the entire show. There are times that I'm sleeping, and if I wake up and I know they're on, I'll jump in just to say hi in the middle of the show or whatever, and get back out again and go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, Curtis is doing a lot of times I do go back and watch the replays, you know, like another time of the day that I'm not in the live, but I watch the replay.
Dallas Liebert's in the house. Good morning, Dallas. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Dallas. I didn't see him sneak in earlier.
Just coming in. We're this show tonight is about us shutting
Actually,
down.
I guess he's been here for a little bit.
The reason why we had this show tonight is to let everybody know that we were shutting down for the winter. Our water temperature here is below 50 degrees, and it's not going to rise anytime soon. So we're done until the spring. So that gives me the opportunity to tear my boat apart, rework it, hopefully get some ice fishing in. If I do go ice fishing, it will be during the day. So most people's shows start like around 5 o'clock and later, but this would be like morning time. I'm not talking about morning like Hog Leg show. It would be after that because I just sleep in the winter and then I get up and go fishing. So it wouldn't be till like around noon time that I would do some ice fishing. And if I go live, that would be around the time, around noon. But yeah, like I was telling everybody else in chat, the season that we had was nothing like last year. It didn't even compare. I caught like a third of the flatheads that I caught last year. And it was just ridiculous to see that happen, but I don't know why it happened. Speculation tells me that because we have 3 boats with guys with bows and arrows shooting anything they want to shoot, I don't think that they could shoot all the flatheads like that, but you never know. I'm always speculating. I can't tell you for sure.
Jody said she feels a nap coming on. Well, Jody, I hope you have a nice nap.
There you go.
Hopefully, you can sleep well. I know you do just nap. You don't really sleep. So maybe you'll come back in before we're done here. And if not, we will definitely see you on your show and others.
Catfish Dog is back in the house.
I don't see Catfish Dog. Oh, there he goes.
And Mike Sampson's still in the room.
He just answered Sampy.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I saw a couple people saying hi to him, but I didn't see him. But now he's in. Okay. Well, welcome back, Catfish Dog. So we will be checking with you later, Jody.
He must be on break.
Sleep well, sweetie. Yeah, probably. That's usually when he jumps in.
So you won't see me this morning on Hog Leg Show. I'm heading to Lancaster with a buddy to give him a hand, and we'll be leaving this area at 6:30 in the morning. So that's a pretty long ride out to Lancaster and then back. So
about an hour,
yeah,
15 minutes, maybe an hour and a half.
Hour and a half with his
depending on
truck.
where you're going in Lancaster. It gets pretty busy, certain parts of it with the shoppers. And
Yeah.
depending on where you're going in Lancaster.
Yep.
So, nice area though.
Oh, Lancaster's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Amish people out there. Horse and buggies.
Yeah. Whole different way of life.
Yes, it is.
Nothing wrong with it, just different.
Hillbilly Hondo says, I love the food in Lancaster.
Yes.
Have you ever been to that Shady Maples there, Hillbilly Hondo?
It's not what it used to be. I was just there twice this summer.
Yeah, but it's still nice.
It's okay. It's not what it used to be. I the last 3 times I was disappointed, but the last 2 times it really was not the same. It's a shame. That bakery part that they had is not there anymore, where you could buy all the different.
Yes, about 7 years ago.
Oh,
That's when it was really good.
Yes, Yep. You hit a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, the smorgasbord breakfast is all you can eat. Everything. You name it, they got it. Yep. I'm sorry to hear your mom passed.
Yeah. Yeah, Lancaster's a very interesting culture. One thing I have to say, it's always been extremely clean. You don't see stuff trashed around, and you don't see litter, and you don't see. I mean, it just doesn't happen. It never did, and hopefully it never does. But they are being built up more. They got their first casino out that way, opened this year, which was amazing. And
Yeah, he said his mom loved the furniture. Yeah, they make some awesome furniture out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, they really are craftsmen when it comes to not just the furniture, but building houses and stuff like that. They they really are just amazing with what they can do with wood. Holmes, Ohio.
Never been there.
I think they have a big Amish or Mennonite culture too.
Hmm.
Yeah, the baked goods were always, popular. Um, but I always, one of my favorite things is called funny cake, and I know everybody knows shoe fly pie and all that other stuff that the Amish make, but I always thought that was something from the Amish country was funny cake also. And I found out from going to Lancaster and actually at Shady Maple, they had everything you could think of except the funny cake. And when I asked about it, they actually told me that that is just something that is familiar to this particular area where we live. Um, it is not known out in Lancaster as a regular thing out there, like the shoe fly pie and all the other stuff.
He said he's a
So,
big prepper, so I love the Amish.
yeah, yeah. They have a very simple way of life. It's not an easy way of life, but it is simple. Well, somebody I haven't seen tonight that I was expecting to see was Missy.
Missy Kennedy, yes.
Yeah, and Doug River Rat, Rebel River Cats.
Mhm.
He not River Rat, River Cat. He's always in, and I really thought that we would be able to personally say, you know, goodbye for the season to them. Most of our regulars have come in, which is really great because didn't want to miss the opportunity to thank everybody for, you know, joining in.
At this weird time.
Yeah. At this
But we
time of the
understand.
morning, yeah. Yeah, not everybody's up and about. I know myself on the nights that we don't do this show, I'm not usually running around the house at 4 o'clock in the morning. Unless it's just getting out of bed, going to the bathroom, and going back to bed. But other than that, I am not up and about with my lights and things on in the house. So
And even when I'm sitting on the boat, I'm not I'll take a nap. But yeah, I understand 100% where people are coming from at this hour.
I mean, a lot of people now are starting to get up from being in bed. Uh, because I mean, I know I have some friends that go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night, and then they're up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're up for the day. It's like that's their normal routine. Uh, just not something that I ever do. I mean, I can do it. I have done it. I will do it. When we go fishing, we stay out all night. Um, and I might nod off, but as far as sleeping, I don't think that I ever really slept.
Yeah, you just catnap on the boat. That's all you
Yeah.
do.
But yeah, it says a lot for people, and like I said, when you have a routine, I know another one that's usually in is Don Johnson comes in later.
Yeah.
Um, and he had the opportunity to fish last week with that beautiful weather. Um, so
Wow. He works a 12-hour shift for 39 years. Whoa. Congratulations. Make that overtime.
wow. Well, I hope
Overtime's the reason why I was able to retire early.
yes. Yeah. What hard work goes a long way. Yeah, I worked as many as 14 hours in a row, but I didn't do it often. But I have done it, and it's not easy. I can't imagine doing that every day for 39 years. And there again, you probably don't need much sleep then either. I'm sure you don't get your 8 hours. I know some people can run on 2, 3 hours sleep
Not me.
on a regular basis, and it just amazes me because I know my body couldn't handle that. Just no way. Usually on the nights that we fish, when we come home Thursday morning, by the time I get a shower and go try to sleep, I don't usually sleep more than 2, 3 hours that day, and then I'm up for the day. But I sleep well that night. Trust me. No problem. No problem. Falling asleep and staying asleep that night. But I enjoy it. I really do. And I'm thankful that I have the opportunity that Ed lets me join him. Sometimes annoy him. You can say it's okay. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I know sometimes I annoy you. I can tell by your face. You don't want to say anything. It's all good.
I plead the fifth.
It's all good. Like I said, he's a good guy. He puts up with my nonsense, and I appreciate it.
Oh, no overtime.
Oh.
Work 3 days 1 week, 4 the next.
Well, somebody else did that at one time that I know. You did that.
Well, I work 3 days a week.
Yeah, 3, 4 days a week, and then that's when you used to go do the river thing. When you first moved here, you used to work what, 3 or 4 days a week. You worked long days, and then you had like a long weekend.
Yeah, I work 4 days with
Right.
3 days off. Yeah,
Yeah, but you worked longer hours.
right.
Right. Just a shorter week, and then you had the 3 days off, and you used to go down fishing.
He did it because he was a caregiver for his mom.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes a big difference. Yeah. That that's not easy. Not easy at all. Well, when I worked those kind of hours, I actually worked in a nursing home, and many times, you know, with our climate, I had to stay overnight because the weather. The people who were there had to stay because the other people couldn't get in, and you're there. They operate 24/7 like a hospital and everything else. So if you're there, you've been elected to stay. Um, One time it was for 3 days and 3 nights, round the clock for me. Of course, we did have cots to sleep on, but uh, you can't really sleep in that kind of environment. No, that's really hard to deal with, hillbilly. Um, not just for not not even for the patient. It's for the caregiver and the family that it's really tough on because you're the ones that realize what's going on around you, and that's a tough situation. Yeah, there's so many things that family goes through when a loved one gets sick or some other kind of problem that people don't realize until they're in that situation just exactly what people do go through. But it's very commendable that, it's definitely not easy, but it's good that you were there for her, and I'm sure she appreciated that. And as much as you appreciate the fact that you were able to do it now after the fact.
Well, everyone, we want to thank you for joining us for this season. It's been a blast. Um, we're going to shut down at 3 o'clock. I have to get up and I got to be somewhere at 6:30 in the morning, so it's not going to give me much time. And then I got to ride all the way out to Lancaster. So we want to thank everybody again for stopping in, spending your time with us. We've learned a lot this year. Um, Hopefully next year we learn even better, than what we did so far. We've had our hiccups, we've had our ups, we had our downs. Um, this YouTube thing, it's all new to us, so bear with us. We'll get better, promise. We have two great coaches really helping us out, along with a lot of other people, but we have two, Pontoon Jody and Team Snag and Whiskers Dustin. There are two mentors right now.
Like go-to people.
Yeah.
That
If there's
yeah.
anything you need to know about, live streaming, those two people have a lot of knowledge, and they don't mind spending time to help you out. Um, they make sure that you're on the right track. You know, if they see something going wrong, they'll get in touch with you and say, look, you know, you're doing it, but you could do it a little better this way. And then if you find out they're right, you know, then you're going to stick with them the rest of the time because they know more than you do. And Dustin, being an IT guy for the police department, he is one smart cracker. I'll tell you, he knows a lot. So if you ever get any of those people on your side, you'll have no problem. And Sampy, if you're still in here, I know he's been wanting to start a live stream. I would get with Jody and Dustin, and you know, because they don't mind taking the time to help you out. That's just the kind of people that they are. And don't be afraid to ask any questions, because we ask tons of questions. But you know,
Yeah.
and trust me, there was one time that Dustin couldn't answer our question. I'll get back to you. And he went and found out the answer to the question that we asked. Now
Yeah.
that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was only one time that neither one of them could answer that question. And Dustin says, wait a minute, I'll be back. And he went and found out the answer and brought it back to us. So yeah, I mean, you talk about great people in this community. Everybody's willing to help you out. We've had several people other than Dustin and Jody helping us. We had 2 stands.
Mm-hmm.
We had Austin help me out a little bit on a couple of things. I had Big Skip in the room. We had Missy in the room. We had I keep forgetting her name. Robin C. helped us out.
Yeah.
Avid.
Yeah, I miss Robin.
Avid
I
helped
don't
us
see
out.
much of Robin anymore.
Robin, I think, is busy. She's got a boat now, and she's
Well,
really working
Yeah, I
on
know,
it.
but I don't like. I used to see her in a lot of the chats.
Right.
But I don't really see her in chat much anymore. Once in a blue moon, I see her in the chat, and then she's not in long. She you know, I mean, I know she's busy, but I used to see a lot of her.
Hillbilly Hondo says Austin has been a big help
Right.
for me. Austin, he's another team player. I mean, he'll help you out every way he can too. Everybody in the community has been awesome. You know what I mean? If you need help, JG Hill, he's another one.
Even
Anything
in
he
chat.
can help you with, he's willing to, you know, roll his sleeves up, and he's right in there. He'll help you.
Right.
There's so
How
many people in the
times
community.
he jump into chat and
Right.
give us tips and stuff. And
Yep.
like I said, same thing with Buck.
Yeah, Buck Williams, he's
Um,
another one.
You know, so
Everybody's there to help you out. Nobody's trying to hold you back from advancing. You know what I mean? That's just how the community works. But yeah, when there's someone down, everybody's there to help out. You've seen how many just this past season, how many what's the word I'm looking for?
you know, like a fundraiser.
Yeah, like the fundraisers. When somebody's down and
Support.
needs help,
Mm-hmm.
the catfish community gets together as a whole, puts on these fundraisers, and you know, generates money for these people to continue with their lives and stuff. You know what I mean? This is a great organization to be in. I'm telling you.
Hilly Billy, if you are in a position to get your decals done soon, if like I said, I just got mine done from Bobcat. He's mailing them out today, or he mailed them out today. I already got confirmation from the post office with the tracking number and stuff. But if you can get him to have your order this month, he's doing free shipping for the month of November. So I didn't even have to pay shipping for mine, which is, I mean, shipping gets expensive.
Mhm.
Ed, Ed knows from shipping out a lot of
Hats and T-shirts and
stuff.
stickers. Well, stickers I put in an envelope.
Right.
Cost what? 30,
47 cents.
47 cents to send a sticker out now. You know, it's crazy, but it is what it is. You know, if you're offering to give stuff away, you have to mail it. You know what I mean? So that's just a part of the experience, I guess.
Yeah, well, he got this amazing new printer that he just got Monday,
Yeah.
and
And you were the first stickers on it.
and yesterday he used it for the very first time, printing my stickers were the honorable first time stickers. So I'm so anxious to get them. And like I said, between him and Mr. Parker, they did an amazing job. I'm just so excited over these stickers that you can't even imagine. Um, you think somebody gave me $1 million with this box of 300 stickers, but means a lot to me.
And if anybody's looking for a thumbnail, see Mr. Parker. He's more than happy to help you out.
Hmm.
I mean, he's helped people out that didn't even want help. But, you know, you can't please everybody. But
I did not ask him for mine out of the clear blue sky. He came up with a thumbnail for me, and he asked me if there was anything I would like to change. And I mean, the thumbnail was just beautiful the way it was. And then a couple weeks later, he surprised me, totally surprised me with a second one that was, I didn't really think it could get any better than the first one, but it's actually the one that I used to make my stickers because it's just the colors, everything about it is just so perfect and vibrant. It's amazing. And like I said, I've seen Ed stickers and other stickers from people that Bobcat has made, and his stickers are really,
quality,
yeah,
quality.
yes,
They don't fade.
excellent.
They don't. They're waterproof. I mean, I had mine on the back of my boat, and it still looks like brand new from the time I put it on there. So they're very good quality stickers.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with. Like I said, I know Mr. Parker doesn't make stickers, but he does an amazing job with the thumbnails. And like I said, Bobcat, and like I said, he was right on that. He stayed conversing with me, letting me know where things were, and it wasn't like he just forgot about it. He told me that he was getting a new machine, and when he got it, he told me when he got it, and then he was working on with the technical support with it on Monday. And then yesterday, he actually sent me a video of my stickers being printed out, which, like I said, really, really made me feel good. He kept me informed through the whole process. And then today, he mailed them.
And John Parker made the thumbnail for my show for
Yeah.
After Midnight with Ed Evans. And I mean, you talk about artwork. He has the talent, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So if you need any kind of thumbnail for whatever, stickers, or you want it for your logo, for your streaming, see Mr. John Parker. He's more than happy to help. I mean, and he does fabulous work. Fabulous work.
Well, you can tell he loves doing it because he does such a great job. And when you think he can't get any more creative, he does.
Yep. He is awesome.
The one he put out today was pretty creative.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He found a new guy he found a new guy to be on the boat with him, um,
On the bank with him.
on the bank with him, and this person he is taking Dana's place. But it's
Nobody can take Dana's
He-
place.
He's
Nobody.
if you read his little thing that he was saying, but and of course he says this is a new guy, a new guy. It's funny. It's funny. And he's saying that they're a ham too. The stickers, yes, it is. But it's on there now, and I can't change it. I'm glad you noticed that though, because now I know that there's more than one person that notices that kind of thing. See it?
I see it.
And there's
But
probably
how does you know that's not straight and the rest of them are crooked?
well now there there you go. What are the odds?
Pretty good.
But yeah. So not too many people actually answered that question about should I put my own sticker on my own board?
Yeah. For the people in chat, what do you think about that? Do you think you should have your own sticker on your board that you're representing everybody else? A simple yes and no would do.
We did have a few yeses. Okay. Hilly Billy says, why not? Well, I mean, like, okay, Dave Bozart says yes. Dallas says yes. I mean, the idea of the sticker board to me is like to promote other people, like the people in chat that are supporting us by, like I said, without you guys, we don't need to do.
There is no us. Exactly.
Yeah, we don't need to do so. I mean, who are we going to talk to if
Right.
it isn't, and your interaction means a lot. Good morning, Dale. How are you? We just asked a question as to what your opinion is as to whether or not you should put your own sticker on your sticker board. A simple yes or no would be great. Just see what your opinion is. Welcome in. So anyway, like I said, we appreciate everybody and like
Catfish
said,
Fever and Outdoors says yes.
Catfish Fever and Outdoors.
Dale
Hi,
Hayslip
Dan.
says yes. Okay.
Okay, well.
We're getting a lot of yeses. We
Yes,
got
so we
all
have
yeses so far, and not one person said no.
Annette. Oh, good morning, Annette.
Good morning, Annette.
Well, I'm thankful for that input because then maybe when I get my stickers, I will find a spot for mine.
Now, see, when I do my boards, I wasn't going to put my sticker on it
Right. Well, I wasn't going to put mine on either.
because I look at this as a bragging board. I'm bragging about all the catfish community.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm showing them off. I don't want to put my sticker on my board. Well, it's on her board, but I wouldn't put my sticker on my board because I don't want to brag about myself. I'm bragging about everybody else on that board. But that's just me. I don't know.
Well, and that's what Hillbilly said. He said, I think it would be okay to promote yourself too. which I mean, it is okay. I just didn't know what the proper etiquette would be. I never really stopped and looked. Like, you do see other people that have their boards visible. I never really stopped and looked to see if that person had their own sticker on their own board. Um, but now that the question came up,
We'll have to look at all our
Yeah.
boards now.
we'll
Yeah.
have to be checking out
Yeah.
everybody's board. Yeah. So.
All right, everyone. We want to thank you all for stopping in. It's been an honor doing this show. Granted, we don't get the viewers like everybody else does, but look at the hours that we're playing with. But yeah, I have to get up super early. I got to leave here at 6:30 to go to Lancaster. So that's why we were going to call it an hour early tonight. But it's already over that. So we're going to say goodnight. Is there anything you want to add?
No, just, a multitude of appreciation for all you people out there that have been sitting with us every Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and promoting us, supporting us, and like I said, just enjoying the chats and being there for each other, making this a show that we look forward to doing over and over.
Dallas says it's okay to toot your own horn.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will start this all back up in the spring once the water temperature gets above 50, because right now it's way below 50. So our catfishing's done here. You could still catch channel cats, but I don't fish for them. So this gives me an off time. We call it like a spring break. So
it's more like snowbirds.
yeah, but it gives me the opportunity to rip my boat apart and refab some things for it. So,
but don't forget, keep an eye out, because there might be a chance of a live ice fishing show in the daytime, if we get enough safe ice out there to go out on.
need 4 inches of ice to be safe. So if we get some safe ice, I will go live probably a couple of times. We catch a lot of fish, a lot of pickerel, chain pickerel, and bass. That's all we catch. So watch for that. It's going to be good.
And in the meantime, we will see you all in chat.
Yes.
That's for sure, somewhere along the
Yeah.
line. But
be safe.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
And get ready for this heavy snow that everybody's talking about we're going to get.
I don't want to hear it.
Farmer's Almanac says this is the worst winter we're going to have in a long time. Well, we haven't really had a winter here. We had a couple of snowfalls the last couple of years, but nothing that really accumulated to anything. What was it, 96 was our last big snowfall?
Well,
when you were out there
96
on top of the...
No, 96 was a blizzard.
Yeah.
When I was out there on top of the snow pile was 2016.
And that was pretty good snowfall.
Yeah.
So
that's 7 years.
Yeah, so we're due, overdue actually, because within the last 3 years, there was no ice fishing last year. There was no ice fishing the year before that. There was 1 week of ice fishing the year before that. So yeah, it was 3 years ago that I actually got out on the ice for a few days out of the week, because I need at least 4 inches, because this big guy is not going to be walking on thin ice. That's just me. But I don't travel up north. Like, you go up to Lake Erie, you can get on some lakes up there and do ice fishing, because they have colder temperatures than we have. But with that being said,
well, stay blessed, everybody, and we love you all.
We'll talk to you all later. We'll see you in chat.
We certainly will.
Take care.